What up? What up? What's good? Welcome to another show, Banter and Barter. I'm your host, Courtney Edgar. Listen, we got some fire topics for y'all tonight. We gonna lock in. Listen, y'all, we ain't gonna be here 5 hours tonight. I gotta go ahead and say it. We ain't gonna be here 5 or 4 hours, man. We've been rocking out for a hot minute, but we do have some fire topics for y'all tonight. So make sure y'all lock in, make sure y'all tap in, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm and hit that bell notification. All right. So what's up, man? How y'all feeling?
I'm good. Good, Sean. Big Brooklyn in here, Sean. You heard?
Yeah, you
Word
heard.
is, word is born, Sean.
You heard. What's
You
up?
heard?
What's up, Ash and Marcus? How y'all feeling?
Good. How are you?
Hey, I'm well. I'm beautiful. You know what I'm saying? That's about it. The whole pound of beautiful. You know what I mean? And to the guys, that's a pause. But
Hey, that was a big pause, Sean. I was like, wilding.
yeah. That's why I had to throw it in there.
Hey,
J Ben said he phenomenal. That's why I like to hear you say he phenomenal.
Yeah, that was wild, bro.
Hey man, look, you'll be all right.
Hey, look, I'm straight.
All right, man. So look, let's go ahead and get into these topics tonight, man. So we're gonna start off with the first one. Ashley actually sent me this one, and I thought it would be interesting to talk about Cam Newton. And he just had this previous interview with what's her name? Y'all remember the little girl who was on My Wife and Kids? She was the baby girl.
Oh, yeah, baby girl.
Yeah,
no, my wife and kids.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about Bernie Mac. Oh, you talking about the little, not the light skinned girl?
the little cute one, the little adorable one.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So he was having an interview with her, and he was saying some things. So we're gonna get into it and then we'll give our thoughts on it. Right?
I hope he wasn't being weird, dog.
We'll see.
Boy, glazing.
We gonna see. Let's lock in.
Her list
of who she fucked.
I want to
Names,
know.
addresses?
I needed to know. I have
Oh
to.
my God.
And I'm gonna tell you why though. I want to know because before I sit up here and really keep moving and elevating our relationship, I want to know who got one up on me. And if I'm willing to take on that burden, because why I want to know, if you had any type of relationship, intimacy, experiences with people that I really know, I need to know that. I'm owed that. Because if you don't give me that, you got me, hey y'all, this my girl. And you got somebody over there in that corner like, that nigga don't know. What's up, my boy? You good? She bad, ain't she? Yeah, that's mine. Baby, you want some juice? You want some punch?
But you're a special man because a lot of niggas, they're too insecure to actually really hear that shit.
That has
you're
nothing
a special man.
That has nothing to do with insecurity. But this is where I want women to understand. If she had been with somebody that was close to me, I would have had to respectfully, I'm not there yet. I can't.
Not that grown yet.
I can't carry that weight yet.
Right.
You cool, you're beautiful, but baby, that's my teammate.
Right.
Baby, we see each other too much. We in the same rooms. And even though he a good dude, my ego is gonna be, yeah. And that's the man's superpower, if given the right way. See, that's the thing. People always say, oh, he's narcissist because he got an ego. No. Baby, a man's ego can make a relationship.
Yes.
Or break a relationship.
You are absolutely correct.
So that thing that makes me great, that protection, that bravado, when I walk around with my chest high and I know my woman is next to me and I know that she's giving me the respect to say, hey, baby, I'm coming to you pure. I've been with this person, that person, this person. That's cool. There can be some people that it's just too heavy to
Right.
bear.
Right.
And I think women need to understand that. Well, y'all out here just hanging out. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? You done hit my friend. Why you can't take me?
I get that. My issue is that a lot of men say that they can handle it, or like they're okay. I've never had to give anybody my fucking list ever in my life. That is crazy, but
That's cool.
maybe it'll happen someday.
But that happened.
I won't feel bad sharing it though.
Any man that thinks that's in a dating.
All right. So what are y'all thoughts on that?
I wanted to know.
There we go.
I agree with him personally. I mean, because I'm looking at from his side of him, like who he is, the status, and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's different from just your regular Joe guy that ain't, you know, he just average. I mean, I just say your average guy, right? You don't know who she messing with or whatever. She probably don't know any of your friends that's in the same circles and stuff. I think with guys that's probably in the NFL, basketball, and all that type of stuff, at where they want to know these things because they got to be extra careful with what type of women are around. And I would want to know if I would want to get kind of like blindsided by a chick that I'm talking to. She showed me one way, but one of my homeboys then dealt with her and smashed. And the reason why he left her because he saw the BS that she was on, what he probably was going to get into. So I think that's one of those things where you just looking at things from a vetting situation, especially in like, you know, football, basketball, and stuff like that. But like on an average, if we talking about just the average guy, I mean, I'm not asking, right? You don't really have to ask because you're gonna see it regardless based off how she act and shit. So you can make your kind of like choice based off how she carry herself. If she been around the way, she probably gonna act like she been around the way. And if that's something you won't want to deal with, that's something you want to deal with. I think my problem is a lot of women, they try to shame men's boundaries. Like just because, you know, you saw how she threw in like you ain't grown enough yet. Like that ain't got nothing to do with being grown. That's just something with me personally I don't want to rock with. And I've heard plenty of other women say she don't want no dude that's been all over the place either because they scared of STDs and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So you don't never hear dudes say, well, you just need to grow up. We just respect that, you know?
Can't hear you, Marcus. Can't hear you, bro. You mute.
You're on mute, bro. Ah, struggle streak. Yeah, it got to him now.
Okay, Ashley, what y'all got?
I don't see a problem with it. I mean, hopefully it's not a true list. I mean, if she's got to give you a list, then, you know, she's been around way too many times. But yeah, if y'all been dabbling in the same circle and celebrities, the celebrity world is kind of small and they all kind of know the same groupies and all this. And that I get that he would want to know, you know, who she's been with because men like to use that as a weapon sometimes. So I can completely understand why he would want to know who she's been with. And I would want to know the same thing too. I wouldn't feel comfortable knowing that you slept with 3 of these other girls that are in this room and you're supposed to be my man. And I wouldn't appreciate that either. So I get it.
You just partying all in their face and stuff. And he just acting like ain't nothing going on. He just smashed the whole room and all of them looking at you. You just smiling.
Looking goofy.
Looking goofy as hell.
And love and googly.
Right.
Get out of here.
Ashley, what you got?
I also agree. I'm pretty upfront with the stuff from my past and stuff like that. So yeah, I would tell it it's not a problem. I was just I thought it was very intriguing just for his past. I understand on the look though, like the look of it, absolutely, because I will never have somebody out like my person out here looking stupid in front of somebody else that I have had something with and we don't say anything or, you know, hugging for a little extra long or some BS like that. Like, no, I would never do that. But I do think it is a little intriguing just because of the amount of, I'll just say his past of like how he presented it, not for what he's asking, just how it was presented.
You got to think about it though. His girlfriend right there, right? And they had conversations. She know he been around and all that stuff. So I guess he did it equally. He probably laid it out on the line. Hey, these are the chicks I was messing with. I got all these baby mamas. As long as you cool with it, we cool with it. I guess she cool with it. So at least he probably fair about it on both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is the only time that I can agree when it comes to the idea of the tax bracket relationships. They're on a different tax bracket, and so your average, like you said, the average everyday person, I don't need to ask all of that. I don't need to know all of that. And the reason I don't need to know, because I can just basically tell based off your behavior, how you moving and how you operate, and I can pretty much see if you've been with a lot of men, not a lot. I can pretty much see that for the most part. Some are really good characters, and you're like, "Ooh, I didn't know you was out here like that, shorty." So it happens. You know, some fall, some slip through the cracks, but in this, I do understand the fact of why he has to do that. And again, like you said, they're all in the same circles. It's a very small circle, like Kay said. So yeah, I definitely agree with that. But me personally, I'm not finna ask. I don't need to.
Would you want to know though? Like if you were in a situation and like an ex arrived or something like that, would you want her to tell you, or would you want her to keep it to yourself?
Yes, because of my nosy size, like I want to know who she been busting out. Not for the fact of what was his status or anything like that. Just pretty much on the same tip. Do I know this dude? Have I ever seen him before? Have we ever crossed paths before? Because if we have, I'm like, yeah, nah. Because I ain't gonna lie, there's some dirty niggas out here, and I'm like, hey man, if you fuck with that nigga, nah, I can't fuck with you. You fuck with him? You to my old Dusty over there? Nah, we good. Right. And I don't care how fine you are. I don't care how you level up. Nah, you was fucking with him. I'm straight.
Yeah, I agree. I'm pretty much the same way. It's not about. I say it is. It's twofold. It's about if you out there like that. To me, I think if we talking about a long-term relationship, you have some kind of like decision making. Your decisions making skills ain't good if you just been out like that with all these people. But at the same time, if the quality of dudes that you probably was with, I look at, so you probably cut from the same cloth, and you're going to be an issue later on. Because birds and feathers flock together. There's no way you sitting here smashing all these guys, and then when we're talking, you giving out what you expect out of a relationship and all that stuff, and they done busted down for everybody, whoever. Talking about anybody. I'm talking about, I done seen girls go to their homegirl and say, girl, he a dog. He gonna dog you out, this, that, and third, and they still go. And to get dogged out same way. Girl, you was right. I try to tell you, girl.
And listen, I'll say this too. It happens on the opposite side too, because there's been many times we was told old buddy like, hey fam, you probably don't want to fuck with her, bro. When would you talk about, bro? She bad, but I'm just trying to, bro. You don't want to fuck with her, bro. I'm telling you, you don't. And then he end up not listening. He go on the back end, and next thing you know, he going through it. She taking them through the ringer. Like, nigga, I tried to tell you, nigga, but you didn't want to listen. Man, I know, bro, man. See, I knew I should have listened to you, bro. Now, see, look, you in this fucked up situation now. What you want me to do about it?
Dog, I just seen it a whole bunch of times because I was in a fraternity.
Yep.
So I saw the other side of things, like girls that was walking around that I thought they were just so nice and pretty, and I thought they was the next thing. Like I thought they was real cool.
Mm-hmm. You over here talking about birds with a feather flock together. You over here talking about you in a fraternity. Oh, okay.
I mean,
no shade, just say.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it is what it is. I was, hey, it is what it is. But hey, I seen straight up those type of chicks that you would never think, and they getting wiped up. Dude don't know, and they come in, hey bro, what you think? I'm like, bro, I don't want to. Hey, I'm just saying, dog. Hey, bro, you probably, I don't know, dog. And it happened like that. He later finds out or something like that, and he look at me, bro, like, yeah, you was right. I'm like, dog, I'm trying to tell you, bro. I even almost got into it with a guy. He was getting into it me because he thought I was trying to hate or some shit. And I wasn't trying to hate. I was just trying to like let him know, bro. I know for sure, bro. And he was like, man, you just hating. You just hate. All right.
As a man, is there a point where you feel like, okay, I have my past, she had her past, and I can accept it? I can accept that she had her past and I have my past too, and move on and still be with the girl, or it's just done?
It depends on the kind of past you're talking about, though.
Yeah. Like I think it's levels to it. I think you just can't. You have a past and she have a past, and just both of y'all move on. Cause my past probably ain't as crazy as yours. You know what I'm saying? I probably never been in a toxic relationship or abusive relationship and all that stuff. You got a past me. I just was kicking it with some chicks, and we just didn't work out, right?
Right.
So we just didn't work out. But now, like, I'm with you, and I'm seeing your toxic stuff coming out. I'm like, yo, chill. So I think it's just levels to it, for real. Because another thing is, like, dudes that be like out there getting it, when they get to a certain age, a switch will flip, and then they really kind of like, they really ain't out there like that, for real. And I know women, y'all gonna say that that's not true. I get it, but yeah, they got like a switch, and they cool, and they ain't doing that. If it come along around the way and they just doing their thing, they just doing their thing. But they not out there like what they used to be. Like, I'm on the hunt all the time. I'm going to the club and stuff. You get to a point you ain't going to the club no more. You don't feel like going to those brunches all the damn time because the music too loud. You really start turning old for it. You're like, man, I just want to enjoy my goddamn dinner, and I just want to talk and have good conversation. But so it kind of turns off. But I don't know.
On both sides. So what if y'all have fun in college and y'all both had like the same type of past? Then it's acceptable?
Yeah, I think it's kind of acceptable. If it's like kind of like the same. But I mean, sometimes that still ain't gonna work out, because if both of y'all been on some real toxic shit, and just because both of y'all are saying, now y'all both in a toxic ass situation. Now both of y'all beating each other up. Blueface and Krishan and shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's different. I think she's more just wondering, like, if you can become better, both of you had a past, you're better now. Like, can you move forward? I think that's more, not in like on that toxic BS, like on some real, like, you lived it, learned it, and now you're different. Both of you.
I don't know.
It still got to match. It still levels to it. It got to depend.
It depends. Because you got to think about it. How women can get dudes and sleep with dudes is totally different how dudes got to get women. Like, you got to like have charisma. You got to be, you got to all that stuff. Women, y'all can just out there and get it if y'all really want to. So if I got, let's say I got 50 bodies, right? She got 50, right? And I'm like, I know how much work I had to do to get 50. You was just like chilling and just got the 50. So now I'm like worried about your discernment on some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But she's over that, even whether it's easy or not, right? She's over that, and so are you.
I'm dead.
Okay. When do you get to a point where you can prove that?
Just but the same way. The same way. How can you prove
it? Look. I'm not saying, I'm not doing the same thing on both sides. You're talking about the woman, so I'm staying on that. How do the men quantify that she's passionate?
That would be a trust thing.
Yeah. That's why Courtney was saying, if you with a chick, you probably can like figure out how many bodies she probably had. Not like the number, but you can kind of like, okay, she been out here, because
just off experience. Is that what you're saying?
Well, you can just like what the dude have to experience with the girl. If she like out of control, loudmouth, this, that, and third, of course that can contribute to her upbringing. But y'all do it like 2 times and she flipping off the goddamn sofa and shit and said it's her first time and shit. They be like, all right, you know what I'm saying? That's not different. That's literally
in
what
the sense that she's
about.
lying. That's what I'm saying. Like, she's saying it's her first time when obviously you can see it. That's
she know how to put that ponytail with one hand. Like, hey, fam, this ain't your first rodeo.
She just watched a couple movies.
Yeah.
Watch a couple movies.
Yeah, I think it just levels to it. I think, you know, people have their personal like kind of cap at what they can like deal with. Like you have a dude he probably has smashed 50 chicks. I know that might be real low to a lot of dudes, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, you know what? I know what it took for me to do 50. If I get with a chick and she probably was with 20, that's kind of much, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not going to be. We never going to agree on it.
Yeah, this is.
I mean, it's your personal preference at the end of the day, what you will
Exactly.
accept. I'm
just listening.
Asking.
I don't want to say that we like immature or our ego is strong and all that stuff. It's like I think sometimes it gets to the point that it's just like people got their own boundaries and they got their cap what they want to deal with.
I ain't gonna lie to you. A little of it. I need my ego stroked a little bit. That's listen.
Pause.
Here he go. What up?
What up, though?
What y'all got on it? What y'all got on the topic? I don't know if y'all heard the video or not.
I mean, shit. It is what it is. He want his ego all in there and be crying like Drake. That's on him. It's unless you're trying to get married, then shit. If it's your turn, it's your turn. What you stressing for?
That is true also.
Ask for them papers from the clinic. If she ain't burning, then enjoy your time on the carousel until you hop off and find the next one. The fuck is all this ego shit? Like, even if somebody be like, "Oh, I done fucked her before," well, can you fuck her now? If you can't fuck her now,
I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's that Ray J already hit it. You know what I'm saying? Nah, fam, like you know what I'm saying? If Ray J hit it, nah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
That's wild.
I mean, to an extent, I get that. I mean, it's a couple dusty motherfuckers that if they ever fucking even blink twice at a bitch and you just not even finna say hi to her no more.
I mean, y'all play sports in high school?
Huh?
Did y'all play sports in high school? I know you played sports in high school. Magron and Raw, did y'all play sports? Man, because I think it's almost like the same because y'all fuck around the same people you're in high school. So you know you get that girl that you went to school with, and then your boys in the locker room like, yeah, motherfucker, I hit her too. And that shit, that shit's embarrassing a lot of times, bro. I don't know. It is what it is.
Ain't embarrassing to me.
I can't do it.
Especially when you're in high school, them motherfuckers go in detail. Like so.
Because that's the thing.
I can only imagine on a professional level.
She done learned 5, 6, 7 new tricks fucking with me, so I ain't worried about what the hell you had. You had the base model.
Nah, cause see, we know, we been in the locker room with these cats, bro. So we know how nasty these niggas are. She's like, bro, you bust that down? Nah, I'm good.
Buddy, you be like, nah, buddy, he do not wash well. Hey, look, he be staying at practice all the time, and you fucking with this dude.
Oh, I hope you can age out of that high school.
Like, nah, I can't. Like,
I can only imagine how it is in professional.
Yeah, she painted. I'm good. You can have it. I don't care how fine she is. You got it, bro. I'll find another one.
Because some dudes, they be talking about like, hey, bro, I don't even strap up, bro. He never got one before. And then out of nowhere, you hear about that. He smashing your girl. He don't even know that's your girl. And you like, damn, bro.
Imagine nigga you talking about like shorty, but look, bro, nigga, shorty still subbed me up. I was still sweating right after practice. What?
I can shit cut shorty off.
I'm good, bro. I don't want them kind of problems. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they were nasty, man. The type of stories you hear, yeah, them cats.
Them dudes is wild, but you got two sides to the coin. You either got you a chick that the team done fucking ran through. And I mean, hopefully the dusty ones on the team ain't the one that touched her, or you the one that put her on. Because if you get with a chick and she could come and meet the team, and then y'all break up, somebody still gonna run through it anyway.
Oh, that's fine. As long as it ain't me. If I'm the first one, that's fine. You can have it. But if I ain't finna be the second, third, fourth, or fifth dude.
Cause that's why them Hollywood circles and stuff is effed off. Don't nobody want to bring a new bitch to the fold. So they all over here with Brittany Renner and all of them, and then you see how that should be ending up.
I need a chick out the mix. I need a chick out of the mix. Nope. If she in them circles, I don't want it.
I don't know. Either way, you can see how girls move. So
Yeah.
I mean, when you vet effectively, for me, I don't put my ego in shit. Like I don't really care. 9 times out of 10, I wasn't trying to keep you long term no way. So
Fuck all
you
that.
gonna come up off that ass for 3 to 6 months? Holler at me here.
Oh,
I,
if it's
I
someone you
was,
smashed, yeah, you don't care.
Huh?
I was,
Yeah, if it's someone you just smashed, you don't give a fuck at that point.
Right, he ain't say fiance.
Are they engaged? I missed that.
I don't think they are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Because
so it don't matter.
she had his second baby, or she's pregnant with the second baby.
Nah, man. He laying up with the chick all in the house and shit. Nah, fam.
yeah,
Nah.
I mean, she's not. I don't think she's out like that though.
I don't think so. I don't think she is either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't think she is either, but
I mean, even when you get the holier than now, we got Ayesha over here trying to be throw it all around
she
town.
can be saved though. She can be saved. She ain't there yet. She can be saved.
nah,
She
it's
can be
done,
saved.
bro. That shit's
Nah,
done.
it ain't. I don't until it happens. Listen,
Who can be saved?
she can be saved, bro.
Who?
Nah,
She
yeah,
can be saved, bro.
bro. Bro, you mean tell me she can be saved going to a show talking about it, bro? And they hyping it up like, okay, that's cool
She can
though.
be saved, bro.
What's your
Listen,
inner thoughts?
I got hope. I got hope. I got hope.
And hope
I got hope. I got hope for Curry. I got hope for Stephen Curry. I got hope. I got hope. I got hope for the church. I got hope for the church.
I don't. I won't be surprised. We might be talking about this in the next 3 years and shit. Like, hey, well, pull the clip up, Court. I told you.
Hey, listen. If that happens, if she can't be saved, then just bring me back. Just pull me back up to the front of the congregation, and I'll hold myself.
You don't need no good memory. You just got to remember the episode.
That's it. Listen, if it happens, she can't be saved. Look, just bring me back to the front. Like, AC, we got to talk to you, big dog. We got to have this conversation. You know what I mean?
I don't think hey, you know what? She might not gonna do it because there's so many chicks that would line up to be with that dude. She probably gonna stay with him just because
she did it already.
Yeah. But before we get there, because we gonna get there. We gonna get there. So look, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe for the algorithm. Make sure y'all hit the bell notification. So look, let's go ahead and move into this next icebreaker topic. Let's move to this next icebreaker topic, right? Yeah. I like this post. You know what I'm saying? She's being a little bit realistic in this conversation, you know, telling her how it is in regards to how men operate and the things that men do and the type of money that they make, because we had this conversation before. So let's go ahead and get into it, and then we'll give our thoughts.
Men in America earn less than $80,000 a year, meaning that majority of men in America are average earners. Majority of households in America are two-income households. So yes, you know what that means? It means that you are likely going to have to get with an average earning man, and together you guys are going to build and accumulate wealth together. That is what lots of successful, happy married couples have done. That is not promoting struggle love. That is reality. I'm sorry. I'm going to continue to preach about reality because Shira has many of you living in a fictional narrative where there are enough rich men to go around, and one of them is just going to come and swoop you off your feet and pay all of your bills. I'm sorry. Stop looking for a savior in a man.
The day my mom kicked me out.
So, do I need to play it again, or y'all got the gist of what she was saying?
I got the gist. Yeah.
Majority of men in America.
So, what are y'all thoughts on them?
She's telling the truth. I mean, yeah, majority of people in America don't make, 6 figures. So you're gonna, the way things are today, you're gonna have to work together to have a pretty decent living. And I think that's the problem. It's like these situations where, if you do work together, obviously there's got to be someone at the head of the household. And so a lot of times, I think in most men it's a situation because most men think logically, but also, it's not a situation where the man dictates everything. That's not the way the shit goes. That's not in real life. It doesn't happen. Very rarely that he's going to say anything. But yeah, this whole idea that everyone can be like millionaires and then you just have this cush life. It's not real. It's not realistic.
I think it too is really just on a lot of social media. I think people might say that on social media, but in real life, that's not really what's happening. When it comes to like, wanting a millionaire, when you work at McDonald's, like, I think that, they might say it, but that's really not what they're dating. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
they're out here dating the average people if they're average. Now it's different, there are exceptions to all that, but I do believe in building with your partner. So
let me ask you this though: do you think that even though like with social media and everything, do you think that it's starting to translate into the real world because a lot of people are hearing these topics? Do you think so, or do you just think it's just?
I think maybe for some that are a little bit more impressionable right now because they're young, like if you're 20, 21, you're still a little more lively, still more of a menace. Like there's a little bit more of that razzle dazzle in you where you are, on the, in vicinities to where that could happen and you do date a little more like that, but it's nothing that's sticking. Like, I don't really believe that, I do think, some women in their 30s are wanting that, but I think there's a little bit more logic of understanding, like, he might not be a millionaire. Do I want him to make more money than me? Yeah. But like, do I expect exuberance and all that stuff? No, I think, and I do also believe in people staying in their own lane when it comes to that, like if that's what you're looking for, then aim for what you're looking for. So,
but don't you think like if someone has a not realistic view on it, you should tell them?
I mean, I'm sure they've got friends that are telling them and things like that. Now it depends on the age. If I see that you're in your 30s and you're trying to intentionally date and it's one not happening, because no one is, in that vicinity. Because if it was happening, then they wouldn't be really, talking about it not happening. It would just be happening, and they're part of the percentage that we're not talking about. So yeah, I think to tell your friend, like, all right, girl, that's a little too much, But I also am big on like stand on your standards and your boundaries and your morals and what you want in your relationship. So when I say millionaire shooting, unless you're in that vicinity, but like 6 figures, if you're around that and near that, girl, I'm not gonna say shit to you. Not a damn thing.
Okay, just say, I'm gonna stop. Just say this: if she is searching for that, but what if she's got that attitude of like, I deserve this? Because I think if someone who makes 6 figures, this woman has to be very, very, very feminine and go with the flow type of shit. Not like, I run stuff and I dictate most things that happen, because most people who make 6 figures ain't gonna deal with that. So you think that's something like a conversation you would have?
No. Why is because I think there are different people for different people. There are men that like men or like women that are more.
Hey, yo.
Whatever. There are men that like women that are more spicy in that sense. So I'm not going to say that to them either, because I know quite a few men that prefer more of a spicier person than more of like a laid back kind of person. So I don't think that all men that make over 6 figures are like that. So I think there's somebody out there for what you're specifically looking for. And I don't think just because, the woman is making more money either that changes things. Like, I don't know what I'm trying to explain with that. But to answer your question, no, I'm not going to tell her anything just because she's spicy. There are men that like spicy. Now, there's a different type of spicy when we're talking about that too. Like, if she's more like rah, rah, rah because she's angry and things like that and moving through stuff, there are also men that will help her get out of that. Sometimes people just need to be shown that they can be softer, and then they move accordingly. So
typically those dudes don't make a lot of money though. And she won't fuck with
I disagree.
Them.
I do disagree.
In general, hold on, Ash. In general, do you think most guys would deal with a spicy woman on that level? That's that high commodity guy that most women want. Do you think most of them would deal with a spicy woman?
What type of spicy are you talking about?
I'm talking about the spicy, the rah stuff. I'll say the spicy, the characteristics that we talk about all the time on here that we say we don't like.
I would say that there are some men, because those girls that they're talking about that you don't like are in relationships with some of the people. Are you saying majority?
Yeah.
Probably not in the most rah sense. No. But do I think that they can soften up? Absolutely.
I
think it just
actually
takes the
think
right person.
I actually think with this situation, it's not a social media talking point. This been going on since the 70s. Men been talking about, like the other day, we talked. Men been talking about this when I was growing up. This before social media, before MySpace and all that stuff. Talking about what women are saying, what they want. It's literally the same thing. I even saw a video. I think it was like in the 70s, and it was like they was doing a documentary. Especially, it was like in the black community where they was like, talking about family. It was like a group of women, black women, like all of them had kids. And they were saying, why get with a man and struggle when I can be by myself and not struggle? It was already kind of in that mindset and already being developed to go where we are now. So basically, that American dream where we saw our white counterparts had, it kind of got integrated into what we want. So now it's one of those things where more, especially black women, are in the workplace making good money and all that type of stuff. I think a lot of women, since even all the way in the 70s, been taught, don't worry about men, worry about your education. And they're not being like really taught about like how to endure a relationship and look at things from a realistic perspective of how a relationship really is for the long term. I think more men are taught one day you're going to have a family, kids, and this, that, and the third, no matter if they don't go with it or not. But I know for sure most of us living in that same household where that girl is being taught, we're taught we're going to have to provide and protect and do all that stuff for women when we grow up. So usually when we get to this age where we are now, you're seeing more women that she's talking about that are saying the rhetoric of what she's talking about, not looking at the numbers and the realistic kind of thing of like what you're going to end up in life. So it's like possibility versus probability. And then I think a lot of women these days, the ones she's talking about, they want to be the exception to the rule and overcome the exception to the rule, just to champion that they did it. Hey, I went against what everybody said and I still got it. What now? But as we see, there's a lot of complaining, so everybody's not getting it. It's like a formula that's not working and only work for some. But I still want to have that formula and go by it. But it's not working for everybody. It's not working for most people, I would say.
When you're saying it's not working for most people, in the sense of because of the woman is wanting the man to be a provider and make more, and so then they're not dating.
I'll say their results. They say they're not gonna settle, but they can't get with the man that they want. So they do coping mechanisms. Say they single by choice. But if you're single by choice, even that man that you dreamed that God sent to you himself, you would say, no, I'm good. I don't want to be in a relationship. That's real by choice. I think most women and men got a woman that he wanted that was what God sent to him himself, and vice versa. They'll go with it. If it was actually presented to them, they had the characteristics to actually carry out that those duties within those relationships and build together. I don't think they would say, no, I'm good. I don't want a relationship. I think few women and few men are really, really good on just not having to be in a relationship. But I don't think that most are like that. I think it's a coping mechanism. But when they at home, they be like, it'll be nice to have a man around here. It'll be nice to have a woman around here. I was raised in a family-oriented family, and when I go home, I'm the oddball, right? Everybody got kids, they married and stuff. I'm the oddball. I do want to be in a relationship. I just can't find what I want. And I'm not going to settle. You know what I'm saying?
So you think that it should more just be said like that I do want one, but nothing around right now. So I'm just going to, instead of saying I don't want a man, you just want them to be like honest about it.
Yeah, honest about it. Just like men, I think we're more honest about it because you see a lot of men not opting into relationships and everything. I think more of them like, hey, look, I'm not finna go put myself out there for the type of women that's out there right now that we complaining about. So I'm gonna just go about it life. I'm gonna work on myself and this, that, and the third. And if it organically happens where she's reciprocal with what she wants and she have the attention and she actually rocking with me, then I'll pursue, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna be out here doing all this stuff, 200 minimum for a date. I'm getting blasted on social media because I took on a coffee date and all this stuff. They really don't trying to do that. Now I understand what you're saying. It's just social media talking points, but this is real life because I think men, we see this physically on a day-to-day basis. I do. And I do. And I'm hearing it from my homeboys that are saying it.
Yeah. I was kind of saying it in a little different way, of more pertaining to the video about earnings. But I get what you're saying.
I'm talking about the earnings too, because that would be a part of settling. I don't want to be with a guy that's making less than X amount.
Yeah.
So, you know.
So let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all think that so in general, do you think that men should have a standard as well in regards to, and this is for the panel, do y'all think that men should also have a standard on the amount of money that the woman makes too? Even if, regardless if he makes six figures, millionaire, or he makes a solid amount of money, do y'all think that it matters, or he should care as well?
I don't think it'll matter.
No, I'm just asking, do you think that he should?
I think today's economy, I don't know. I'm kind of half and half on it. I would say I wouldn't say that back in the day. I say it don't matter, but the way the economy going right now, y'all got to be kind of like stable. One person lose a job. I know this from experience. It's gonna be rough. It don't matter how much you make, because if she makes 50, you make 50, right? And you lose your job, that quality of life is gonna go down a lot because you're not gonna find nothing that good when both of y'all making 50. It's just a lot, bro. I'm gonna just say, I don't know. I think I'm kind of half and half right now how the economy going, but I think it depends on what age. If it's like y'all like 30, 40 years old, I think if you like starting out in your 20s and stuff, I don't think it really matters.
Yeah.
Anybody else on that question?
No, it's just all age dependent. Like if you 50, 60 years old, then yeah, she better have some bread, because why the fuck are you here? if you 20 to about maybe like, I'll give it like 32.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, have you some bread for the normal stuff that you normally was gonna do anyway, but I'm not really giving a fuck about your bread because what I got going on, if you coming in under that, I'm gonna get you on a program that's gonna get us right anyway. So I think if you older, you more seasoned in the game, yeah. If you younger, you still building, you still on the come up, it don't really matter. Like that can all be solved. If you really needed to get to a bag, there's ways to plug her in so where you can get her in a phenomenal position to where she adding to the team anyway. So
Okay, I find your answer is interesting because you all say that when you're considering a partner, the amount that she makes doesn't matter. And now you're talking about how there's a minimum that she should be able to earn.
Well, just functional would be good. I mean, it's not a lot of money.
I find it interesting too.
But I mean, if someone makes like 45, 50, that's not crazy.
I don't think we said anything about a minimum. I'm thinking he said, does money matters? And I was like, it does matter.
I said, should it be a standard? I said, should it be a standard?
Yeah, should it be a standard? But I'm like, when you hear a lot of guys say, we don't care about how much money you make, it's not that we don't care as far as you contributing to the household, because we kind of already know like how things usually go. Is their money is like secondary, and the basis of how I'm getting with you and all that stuff. When I'm trying to court you and everything of that nature, you're not thinking about how your money is going to contribute. You're worrying about mine and my capability. So I'm not thinking about your money when I'm trying to get with you. I mean, your money when I'm trying to get with you, because that's not going to be part of the conversation. Now, when we get into this thing called relationship or marriage, as time goes on, you buying houses, cars, this, that, and the third, it's going to be a real contributor factor once you already established that kind of like that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes I can see where it can be kind of confusing based off these conversations because we got short amount of time. And, you know, like people don't like long-winded people. So I'm going to shut up.
But I mean, it ain't even that confusing. We don't give a damn about y'all bread. We like you for you. We don't give a damn about your bread. It's just we know, well, men are supposed to know that women are depreciating assets. You just choose to lock in with one and keep that one with you for as long as y'all get to rock out.
Did you just call us depreciated?
I mean, whatever you want to hear is what you want to hear. I said women are
I heard
depreciating
you.
assets. If you want to be depreciated,
That's crazy.
if you want to be depreciated, that's on you. I don't.
Is that not what you said?
I don't get into women's Chinese. I speak English.
I know, and I'm asking exactly what you just said to me.
And I exactly said women are depreciating assets.
Okay.
I ain't say you depreciate it. So if you want to feel personally attacked, that's on you. There's a reason why they say you need to find your woman young.
Okay.
That way you can get a longer run. You got health shit that you're going to run into. There's different things that all going to run into as you age. So yes, it depreciates. That's the reason why you get all these women on these podcasts, 40, 50 years old, single, frustrated, trying to yell at dudes and trying to be like, oh no, I'm still the best pick of the litter. And it's like, we just covered Cam. Cam worried about a history for a reason, right? He want to know if you've been with one person on the team or you've been with the whole team. Each dude that chick done been with that he knows has depreciated her value in his eyes.
I don't think that's exactly why he was asking about depreciation. He was asking so that he doesn't look stupid in front of somebody, not about the fact that you have too many bodies.
Oh, okay.
But there probably is a little bit of that in there, but I don't think
it's not depreciating value. If nobody want to be seen with you, your value is depreciated.
Okay. All right.
Nobody else got anything else?
Not after that comment.
Listen, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm. Hit that bell notification.
Got that night train.
So listen, man. Listen. So look, let's go ahead and move over to the main topic of the night. Ayesha Curry. So she has been in the media several times. For basically almost the same reasons, you know, for most people in their eyes, you know, for disrespecting her husband, y'all know as Stephen Curry, saying different things, making little comments here, doing certain things on certain shows. You know, when shirtless men walk into the spot, she fakes as if she's taking her ring off, different things like that. Some people look at it as just nothing, you know, just playful. And then some people look at it as disrespectful. However, she has been in the media lately. I think I forgot the name of the podcast that she was just on, but she was saying many different things in regards to she never wanted kids at one point. I'm paraphrasing here, so make sure y'all don't come at my head. In regards to she didn't expect Steph to be where he was at because she was wanting to be the one that was the big dog. Because she had a career set for her as well, but things went a different route. So now you get that context. There hasn't been somebody who's pretty much, I guess you could say somebody's done a reaction in regards to her and saying that she should have had a whole phase. So let's listen to that video, then we'll get into it. All right. Let me put it on. Here we go.
Perfect example of why it is so important to have a whole phase. Go be a hoe. Be a hoe. But be a safe hoe though. Like protect yourself and don't get pregnant. That's why she's sitting over there feeling trapped with Steph Curry. Sometimes you got to go through some stuff to really appreciate what you have. She probably ain't never been hoed. She probably ain't never been drugged through the mud by a dude. She probably never had her heart broken time and time again. That's why she can't really appreciate what she has, because it's like, I need something edgy. I need something fun. Like this mom stuff. This being married to Steph Curry, this shit is boring. And now she's really rebelling. She want to be in the streets. She want to be desired by other men. She probably want to do something with another man, because She probably never experienced that. Like, when did they get together? Like high school or something? That is not enough time to be out in the world and do stuff and experience stuff. Like, you don't have to experience a whole lot. But I don't think she experienced anything at all. And now she's tied down, married with kids. You can't go do your thing right now unless you go do your thing and run the risk. Like, you ain't just no Lucinda from down the block. You're Ayesha Curry. If you go mess with anybody, trust me, we gonna know about it.
All right, so let me play one more video that sort of piggybacks on this from Miss Keita. Oh, y'all can't see this.
Want to do with their lives. A lot of it is because of the societal pressures that's placed on women. You can't wait until your 30s or 40s because then you'll be too old. And in your 20s, you shouldn't be worried about a career or your education or starting a business because then you might run the risk of losing an opportunity to be somebody's wife and have somebody's baby. And that's the stupidest shit that was taught to us. Focusing on yourself, let alone building a career while you're taking care of kids and uplifting your husband is extremely difficult and sometimes unsatisfying. And as a woman, you are not allowed to say that without facing a whole bunch of shame. But I don't give a shit about shame. If you let what society says run your life, it will run you into the ground. Women are not allowed to talk about the realities of being a wife and a mother, especially a mother. When I made a video talking about what motherhood really was, so many people, especially women, were mad at my comments. Well, I don't feel that way. My children gave me purpose. Without them, I wouldn't even have a reason to be here. Well, that's your purpose. One person's purpose might be another person's personal hell, Rebecca. Thank you for sharing. Ayesha Curry is the result of a woman that followed the natural progression of things. You're supposed to meet a man and have a baby immediately. And that's why people were so mad at her when she said, women should cover up. Women should cover up, like we were all taught. And then she said, well, maybe a bikini isn't so bad. And maybe it's fun to have a fat ass. Might be. You won't know unless you try it, Ayesha. Women are mad at Ayesha because she's living their dream life. You found a rich man that takes care of you and you don't have to do anything but sit on your ass all day. You should just be happy. But she didn't say that she wasn't happy. She's expressing the differences between reality and expectations. Everybody wants a rich man. Diddy's rich. You want to go over there? You want to play in baby oil basements? Men are mad at her because Ayesha breaks the illusion of women will just be happy and satisfied with me if I have money. They'll just be happy to be in my presence. But that's not true. These same men finally get money, but then they're confused when they don't feel loved by the women that they chose. And you can't tell them the reality of the situation, which is that woman doesn't really love you. She's with you for your money. Like you might have been chasing a fantasy built off your expectations, so you chose a baddie and ended up a saddy daddy. You ended up a saddy daddy. More and more women are coming out and being honest about their experiences. I'm happy being a wife and a mother, but this is harder than I expected. I thought I would be more satisfied. I thought this would give me a purpose. But then I found out that I still have to find myself, still have to get to know myself and give myself purpose. So if you want to wipe 10 asses or shake ass in 10 different cities, both are equally acceptable, and women are allowed to choose whatever path they want to choose at whatever age and stage of life they're in. Be as difficult as you can today. Ayesha didn't say anything wrong. A lot of women get married and pregnant in their early 20s before they.
Okay. No, that shit. Hey, bro. Hey, hold on. I ain't gonna say nothing about it. No, I ain't gonna say nothing about it. I'm addressing her.
I see some nails collecting.
Do y'all think she kind of cringy?
Oh, I don't think any dude in there right now will give it her.
Like her mannerisms and stuff. You don't think she cringy?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Like she she just like if a dude was like that, we would call it like that dude kind of lame.
I disagree.
I don't think she who's that other chick we were talking about who was playing her best friend? And she started talking about how she was strapped for money because she had to shop at H&M or something. She reminds me of that.
Oh yeah. What's her name? B. Simone.
Yeah, she reminds me of her with her delivery.
Yeah, that shit. That's ugh. But yeah, I'll let the girl go first. Yeah, go ahead.
But outside of her mannerisms, do you agree or not agree with what she's saying?
I don't agree. Because this is the thing, right? The reason why I don't agree, it just sounds like a bunch of excuses for decisions that you made. You didn't have to continue on life with them. You didn't have to. If this is not what you wanted, you didn't have to. I know my mom, she had 3 kids, got her master's, and had her career while my dad was making average earning, but then built himself up till he was above average, and she got to do whatever she wanted to do. If you got a husband that's a multi-millionaire and you got 3 kids, and even before you had the kids, you could have did whatever you wanted. She had a cooking show. He was positioning her to do stuff, right? Doing stuff at a bigger, skip the whole grind situation of getting out the mud. You could have been like right there, giving her the platform, giving her all this. I think a lot of the stuff is just one of those things where maybe she wasn't ready to be in that lifestyle or whatever, but she chose it. Just like I hear all the time, women would be like, some dudes would choose that woman, and he decided to get with her, so he bear responsibility for what he chose to be in with how the situation ended up. If she was you can tell that she was on some whole shit. She was dating Offset, dating this rapper and this, that, and third, and still got in a relationship with this guy. And now you surprised that girl acting the way she acting when she clearly saw how it goes. No, it's a decision that she made, right? Being an adult is hard at times, right? In general, being in a long-lasting relationship, especially marriage, is going to be hard at times, right? I think this whole situation, she should have just went to her therapist instead of want to talk about herself about all that stuff while putting down Steph Curry. I know that's debatable depending on how you feel. She could have went to her therapist and talked about this stuff. We talk about therapy all the time, but now she out here talking to a whole bunch of random people that she don't know and already know how the internet go on internet. Now Steph Curry still has not himself said nothing. Nobody would know who she was unless it was for Steph Curry. She should have just, all these other women that's like going through the same thing she going, but they staying quiet. They staying in their relationships way longer. Why you got to go talk to all these people that you don't know and you getting a whole platform? Like it's like the same play, bro. It's shit crazy, bro. Y'all laughing at me?
Nah, man, laughing at he put therapy on the bottom of his name, bro.
Oh, but yeah, like it's like the same play. All these famous guys that grind, get to where they want to be, be the men that the women say that they want. The women come out, hey, I gotta find some kind of notability or something like that. So I'm gonna go on this platform and talk about our relationship while simultaneously doing little slights. Or you're not intentionally doing slights, but you should have some kind of like discernment. Like maybe I shouldn't be saying this stuff about this some stuff I need to bring to my husband. Or if we already talked about it, I don't need to tell this to the public. You don't have to tell everything to the public. You don't, because people are not going to understand your situation more than you and your husband that you talk to on a day-to-day basis. Now you got outside entities dabbling in your business, which they should have no business in. This should not even been on social media. I know one thing, if it was me currently with my wife, if out of nowhere she go on a show and she talking about the hardships maybe me and her went through that I didn't want out there, or we already talked about it, I'll feel embarrassed. And I think if the shoe was on the other foot, he went to Steph Curry. Like, man, I thought she was going to be more clean around the house and all that type of stuff, but I got to get through that. You know, I thought she would cook more. And yeah, I didn't want kids, but she did. So, you know, I gave her kids, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's hard out here. You know, I'm playing basketball and this, that, and the third. It's hard to be a husband. And also, I don't really get no looks from girls and stuff. I would like to get some looks for some girls and stuff like that. Man, it'll be a whole different situation, bro. They'll be like, go out there and hold it, bro. That's what you want to do, right? But now we gotta have this understanding coming to Jesus shit, because she a woman, and it's hard for her to be a woman. Man, be a damn adult, bro. Keep your business offline. That's it, man. That shit irritating, bro.
I mean, it's keep your business. I mean, even in normal life, if you got a girl who even goes to, just say y'all got mutual friends and goes to like your friend's wife and talks stuff about what's going on in your house, that shit's fucking embarrassing, man. Like it's like even though you're trying to say that you're trying to let it off and tell the truth, or whatever the case is, to try to feel better. But you, in the same breath, you like embarrassing someone else.
Go to
like
therapy.
I don't. Yeah, this is when I say women will need therapy. I would agree on that. Go tell someone that y'all don't know.
You guys fought so hard about it when I was bringing it up, and now it's like, embrace it, which I love. I appreciate, love that.
No.
I think women need therapy. I think women need therapy for sure. I'm not saying men do, but women. I would preach that.
No.
I would definitely preach that.
We listen, but I'm saying if you got to get to the point that you got to go online and talk about personal stuff, that's not anybody's business except the person with your husband. That's the reason why back in the day, old folks used to say, keep y'all shit in y'all house. Don't be telling everybody y'all shit. Because shit like this.
I think there's two sides to that. Because like what old girl, not this one, the other one was talking about, the reason why women back in the day were stuck in the situations that they're stuck in, and like how I can even go about like pregnancy and things like that. Because women aren't supposed to talk about these things, we end up in situations. So I don't know specifically what Ayesha has said or done or whatever, but explaining how you're feeling or what you're moving through, I think is good to tell other people. Now, I'm not saying like they need to go around and tell all the business about certain things. I get that, but I do think it needs to be spoken about. And I think that when women do talk, she's not wrong. The other one, that it's very much like, you need to keep that in the house. You need to keep that in the house. But now we're actually voicing it, and it's a problem. It's kind of like when you guys were talking about how like men are voicing now how they're feeling, and it's a problem. But we do need to know these things. We see this big grand thing, and that's not exactly how it's working out for her. Not saying that she's not happy, but I can say that about pregnancy too. Women talk about it's so great, it's the best thing ever, and kids are so great, and they're the best thing ever. Pregnancy is a scam for a lot of women. Like, it's beautiful and short and all that love, but some people don't enjoy it, and some people love their kids and still don't like sometimes that they have kids, things like that. But if we don't talk about it, we're never gonna know.
I think those two different situations though. Like, that's something every woman is going through pregnancy. Yes, they need to be informed about things, and that, I mean, you're doing that. But when it comes to this situation, I don't think anything she said was helpful. I think it was just negative things that was going on, and it was said, and it was like personal stuff within the confines of their marriage. Right? It's a difference between we just up here talking about general stuff that happens in marriage, as far as like we just having a conversation talking about communicating effectively and how to position yourself as far as gender roles in the house, if you want gender roles in the house or not, this, that, and the third. Saying that you didn't want to be married, saying you want to get attention from other men, all that stuff, that's not cool, bro. That's not cool at all. That's not totally different. If I went out and embarrassed my wife like that, I'll be divorced because she ain't playing that shit. And Courtney know my wife. She's real sweet, calm. I have never heard her yell in my entire life.
I'm glad you just said that, because I brought up the question that I was holding, which is, do you think these women nowadays are just coming out doing this because they want to get a divorce? They don't want to be the ones to initiate it?
Nah, I think
hey, she would make out if he did divorce her.
I think
she would make out big time.
I think social media did a number on people to a point where they feel obligated to do it now because it's such a normalcy. Because you can always get your confirmed bias. I've seen men and women go out this girl like, you tripping, shut the fuck up, keep that shit in the house. But there's always gonna be a pocket somewhere in social media that gonna have people that's gonna agree with you, so you can get your confirmed bias, so you can feel good about what you said, right? If I go to my friends and my friends gonna hold me accountable and say, girl, don't go up there and say that shit, go to therapy, or you can talk to us, we can work it out, we know stuff, let's go ahead and do that. Okay, now it's a situation where she gonna have to hear some hard shit. That's how you actually progress through the relationship. But no, I'm gonna go out here and say this shit, and I'm gonna have all this bad bitch high five shit and say, girl, we understand, it's all good, we're gonna come to Jesus moment. It's real hard, we get it. No, go talk to some people. Like I said a couple of weeks ago, go talk to some people that's gonna better your relationship. That stuff that you thinking and talking, go to somebody that's been in the game long enough, and they be like, I've been there, done that, felt that. All those people that he knows, that stuff know, the OGs and all that shit, They done been through it. Go talk to the basketball wives, the real basketball wives, not the ones on the show that ain't wives no more. They'll tell her how to navigate through that shit.
Hold up real quick. So let me play this video real quick.
Absolutely. Yes, we get to drink. Marcel.
I'm pretty sure all of them divorced.
So yeah, that was one of the videos I was talking about as well. Before I played the videos, when she was kind of faking and playing as if she was taking off her ring.
That shit horrible, bro.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure all those women on there are divorced.
I understand they playing or whatever it is, that and third, but when it's come to marriage, bro, I take that shit serious. I do not play about that shit.
I think if that was the only thing she did and she was like different in like the way she shows herself, I don't think that would have been a big deal. But just piled on top of everything she's done, yeah, then that could be a big thing. But if she was like one of the ones you never hear anything from and just always supported Steph, and she did that pull the ring out thing, I don't think it would have been a big deal.
I'll be like Steph. I'll be like, if I was Steph, I'd be like, I get it. Just stop.
Yeah.
Just stop.
But he's one of those dudes. He's one of those dudes that all the women say that would a strong woman could get a man with a lot of money. He's one of those dudes. He is the one unicorn that's like makes a shit ton of money and is soft as hell. Like as far as like what like how much his woman can get away with.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'll be like, stop that shit. Cut that shit
out. Yeah, but that's not most of the money typical.
Just like Jada. Like Jada, anytime she wanted some ratings for her show on Facebook back then, she always brought up Will, which tarnished some of his brand.
He had to go along with that shit, smiling.
Nobody looks at Will like we were looking at Will before all that shit was going on. Nobody. No matter
he ain't Mike Lowry no more.
He ain't Mike Lowry no more. No matter how you feel about what was right and wrong in the situation, just them bringing up what was going on in that household fucked up the bag a little bit. Not too much. He gonna be all right. But I'm just saying that it went down a little bit. I just think some people feel as though they want to go online and say what they want to say and find and reach that audience of people that's going to give them that confirmed bias of what's going on, and they're going to clap. But after she do that, when she go home, did anything get better? No.
Oh, he's still there.
No.
I mean, you couldn't. I couldn't even imagine like Denzel Washington's wife. Would she think she would agree with the stuff like that she's doing, or you think she would be like, that ain't cool?
What's the lady, Miss Huxtable? What's her name?
Claire Huxtable.
Felicia Rashad.
What's her real name?
Felicia Rashad.
And her sister. Do you think any of them would come out and do that?
Oh, 100% no.
Can we pull out some more like more modern instead of like 80s?
Savannah James.
Savannah James.
Who's Savannah?
LeBron
bad with
James.
names.
LeBron James' wife.
Okay. And I'm just wondering, maybe is it the reason why it's such an issue is because we have as a collective a view on how we see people's relationships, and when then someone says something and shows you that that's not what it is, it's like more of an alarm where it's just like, well, that's not okay, because it was supposed to be when you do all the things and he got the money, he did the sports, he did all these things, like he's supposed to have a perfect wife that shuts up and doesn't say anything, and they have kids and they're supposed to live this happy ever after. And now that she's not saying she wasn't happy, she's just saying this isn't how I thought it was gonna go, and then does like some little jokey stuff.
That's not it. That's not it. I think most men just like respect, and I think
it comes from more. I think it also comes from the context of everything she said prior to that, right? Because in her mind, she wanted to be she wasn't expecting, because he thought he was going to be a coach, right? That was one part. He wanted to be a coach. It didn't happen that way, but she thought that she was going to be the one that was going to be the actress, the one that was going to be in the media, pretty much in reverse. He was gonna be the one that's not in the media as much. She was gonna be the one that was in there.
Okay.
And so I think deep down inside, I think she still has that notion to be that, to get herself in the media. So I think that's why she's doing what she's doing now, to get herself into the media, get talked about, get that visibility, and have people constantly keep talking about her to get her into the algorithm. I think that's what it is.
In addition,
do I think it's gonna hurt their marriage? To be honest with you, 100%, I don't think it will. But I know everybody has their idea on it and what's going on. Like, you know, maybe they had the conversation prior, like, hey, I'm gonna go out here, I'm gonna be in the media. I may say a couple of things, but just understand, you know, they might know what it is on the back end. We don't know, but we can only go by what we see. That's it.
But what if Stedman came out and was like, yo, he's like, I didn't really sign up for this. I'm a man, and I feel like in this situation I'm not a man. And like, you look like he's fucking crazy. Like, yo, you got a cake life. Your girl's a billionaire. Like, what are you doing, man? Like, if he came out just talking shit, saying like how he is not the man in the relationship that he wanted to be, I think a lot of people would be like, especially women, would fucking crucify his ass.
Yeah,
I just think most men just look at the situation. They put themselves in it because they put themselves in it and be like, damn, I would feel disrespected if she went out and said that stuff, taking her ring out, talking about she want attention from other men, giving our household business out to everybody and all that type of stuff. I think it's just more of that. It's not her looking like a perfect wife, because we already know nobody's perfect. I'm married. I know all my friends married. I just had a kickback last week, and we all looked around like, damn, all of us were married. All my family members married. My brother's married. Sister's married. My wife's her whole family was married. So I just have a whole marriage situation, and I think most people just look at it like that would be disrespectful in our eyes of saying what's going on in your household. It's not necessarily that she's a perfect one, because I know my wife ain't perfect, but I ain't gonna be and I'm not perfect. But we work through those things in the household, and we're not telling everybody about those things that's going on. That's what make our relationship even more stronger, because nobody don't know what the hell we got going on. We work through them. We don't need the outside influence of what's going on inside our household.
Interesting.
I mean, I think on both sides, I think we all have a friend, maybe not necessarily like a direct friend, but people may have been in a group or something. We know that their significant other can sometimes be a little disrespectful. Like, you might have a girl who's always talking with the dudes, just hanging out, and just being what I call touchy-feely, just shit like that. And the dude won't say shit. He's just chilling. And you have some dude on the other end who's always in front of his girl hollering another chick. Like, almost, pretty much not necessarily like giving a number away, but you look at him like, God damn, if that was me, there's no way that shit would happen. And then sometimes just those people that they're with, I don't know, they just take that shit. I don't know. But for most people, that would be really disrespectful.
I don't know what Ayesha has said all this time. So I can't tell if you guys are taking what she said in context or running with whatever's been said about her. But I'm sure it takes a lot for any type of celebrity to be vulnerable and say how they're feeling in their marriage. And I think it's pretty real of her to kind of go through whatever emotions that she's going through and express them. I would keep my mouth shut with a lot of things, because the more you let people in, the more they're going to chop you down and form an opinion about you, and it can affect your marriage. So me personally, I wouldn't go out and say some of the things that you guys are saying that she said. But I mean, it's very real. If she's on a podcast or on a show with women and they're discussing womanly things, like being in the situation that she's in and being unhappy and having a conversation behind that, I think it's important that we do share those conversations. And if she's vulnerable enough, and if their marriage is strong enough for her to have those conversations, I think it's great, because it allows other women to relate and maybe make better decisions going forward. So I don't necessarily think that what she's doing is terrible, but it's a personal decision. And if her and Steph are good, then I think more power to her for having that conversation. And even though, if you're in a situation where you're with your girlfriends and you do the little pull my ring off joke, it's not a big deal for a lot of women, especially when you've been married for a long period of time. I've seen white women do that often. And it's just very much a joke. And, you know that they're very much in love with their person. They would never leave their person. So
I'm sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
I think it just depends on, the type of company that you keep and the type of people that you're around for the most part. People change. As a mother, you change. After motherhood, you change. Before you're a mother, you're different. When your hormones change, we're all ever changing people. So I feel like, maybe that fairy tale that you thought you wanted in the beginning, you don't want that anymore because your life has gone a different way, because society has changed, because things have changed. So I think we need to give people grace to go through the things that they go through and not be so judgmental and quick to say that somebody's a horrible wife or that she's doing the wrong thing here and she's doing the wrong thing there.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying the grace factor. The reason I would say I would probably give grace, because we just saw LeBron James. Pretty much, he was asked the same question in regards to this relationship, right? Hey, it's not peaches and ice cream. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I'm paraphrasing here, but he basically saying, yeah, it ain't easy. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna go through the mud. You're gonna go through the different things, right? And you just leave it at that. But I think when the situation comes, and I get it from her standpoint, she's just expressing the fact of what it is, what it is to be a mom and what she expected in her life, how she was growing up, and what she thought her life was going to be. Now, me personally, do I think that is detrimental to the relationship? No. However, if it was just this situation and not the things previous to it, then that would then and only then I'd be like, she's just saying what her experience is as a mom and what she thought what life was. But everything before that, then you lead up to this. Now it starts to become an issue. Like, all right, Shorty, you've been in the media a few times already, and you still keep throwing shade at the relationship or what it is that you want. Is there's an itch that you want to scratch, and you keep hinting at it, and so everybody's catching it. It's like, okay, what you got going on? Like, are you really you trying to get buzzed down? Do you want to go through this whole phase? Like, is that something that you missed? You got a FOMO, you got a feeling of missing out on being a hoe, actually getting buzzed down. Like, what is it? What is this situation that you got going on? Because if we're going to be fair across the board, because again, I already said I don't think what she said in particular into that interview was wrong. I don't think anything was wrong with it. However, I gotta say, if the shoe was on the other foot and the man was out here doing this, he would get crucified. And we gotta be honest and fair about that. We know he would. Every man would get crucified across the board, even if he didn't do anything. If he was playing, if he saw a woman in the bikini, he faking taking the ring off, all of these different little subtle things, he would get crucified. Well, he got a good woman now. See, this is the problem with men today. Y'all already know the stories. It'll be like that. So if I'm
the same way for Ayesha, so
yeah, I agree. That's what I'm saying. I agree. That's what I'm saying. I agree. So therefore, that's why I got to be fair across the board. I don't think what she said is wrong. I personally don't think what she said is wrong. But everything that led up to that interview is why people are saying what they're saying right now. That's it. That's the only thing.
Even the hoes are saying that she need a whole face. That's how you know they defeated too.
This is a perfect situation for her and Steph to talk about an open relationship or bringing in somebody else for a little bit of fun or whatever. This is one of those situations where it's like, okay, maybe this is something that she can explore if he can be cool with that.
He's really like religious, right? So that ain't happening.
Yeah,
like she said that.
You never know, and I think this is why, in the sense of. Because you're saying like, because he's really religious, but it's like we have this picture of people just from what we see on social media. And then when they show us something differently, and then we're like, oh my God, I can't believe it, blah, blah, blah. Just because you're religious doesn't mean that you're not going to
No.
Hold
on. She literally said that she thought he was going to be a preacher. Like that's how religious it is. It's not just he just religious and he just walking around here and it's just like a perception. She's saying she explained based how he lives his life. She thought he was going to be in a direction of being a coach and he was going to be a preacher. So usually preachers. Okay, y'all.
So would y'all say the same thing if it was a woman? Hey, someone tell me who's a woman that's like in the media, like very, very like goody two shoe, like seems like she like like on the straight and narrow. I can't even think of one right now.
Beyonce.
But, okay, I wouldn't even say that, but just say Beyonce.
You
cool.
think Beyonce's a hoe?
I'm not saying she's a hoe. I'm not saying she's a hoe, but she's not like. I'm not saying she is like a choir girl, but like, well, again, what if it was like Beyonce and then Jay-Z was like saying, all this other stuff? Would you say, hey, maybe Jay-Z should take this to their house now and say maybe they should have an open relationship? If you know fucking way y'all would say that. Y'all would not say that. Y'all would like, huh?
He cheated on her.
Again, this was an example you gave me, but
I know I get what you're saying, but what I'm trying to get to is like we have an image of people, and then we're shocked when that image is shattered because it's like you can't say that about anybody who's a goody two shoe, but then show something different because we thought that Ayesha would be different, and now all of a sudden she's speaking, and then for some people they don't like how she's talking. From what you guys are telling me too, personally, right now I don't know everything that she said, but I don't fully see how this is like so detrimental for their relationship from what I'm getting right now. Per se.
Like for him, I don't think it'd be an issue. I think he'll be all right. He'll just go through and like wash off. With most men, no, they wouldn't let that shit slide. But the situation is that she has had her friends. Her friends do not. This is the thing because you get a lot of girls in here saying, "Hey, you should do like pretty much what you want to do." Like it should be more women saying, "Hey, yo, maybe she's making a bad decision. Maybe we should not be the ones supporting this bad decision." Because at the end of the day, most people want what they have. Like you can say they don't or whatever, but most people do. But also to me, it kind of reminds me like that spoiled brat who's had his parents are rich as fuck, and he comes out and says, "Yo, like I want to get the fuck away from my parents," even though he's gonna take in his trust probably like $5 million. He's gonna be fine, but like almost like I can do this shit better on my own. You kind of like you spoiled motherfucker, really? Like, It is really kind of wild to me, man.
I think the thing is what you're missing, Ash, is this what Courtney illustrated is not about the image that we're thinking that she was. That's not the case. Like it's everything that Courtney was saying. If it was just this one interview and she said we said it wouldn't have been a big deal. We're talking about all the other things that kept leading up to it. That's the thing. Like it's like
all the things that she said.
I know. Everything
that we just said,
like big. That's like this is what I mean. Let me know. Like tell me that, so then I have something to build off of.
One of the main things was she mentioned that she wanted to know what it felt like to get the type of attention from men, in her DMs because her husband was getting all the attention, and she wanted to know what it felt like to get that type of attention from other men.
And you think that that's bad that she mentioned that? Like
100%.
that's detrimental?
Yes, 100% that is. Why would you want other attention? You should want.
Hold on.
Because she's wondering how it would feel.
Would you want y'all men to go out there and say that?
Voicing something that is a thought of like, damn, like I wonder what that's like. Like that's not saying that she wants to go.
Let's be real. Let's be real. Hold up. Let's look at Ayesha Curry. Look at her face. Do you think she truly has a problem with getting attention from men? Is that something that she even needs to even speak on? Look at her. She is not an ugly woman. So we know men are in her DMs. So we aren't dumb. One thing they not about to do is play in my face. She is not an ugly woman, nor I'm not dumb. There's a lot of men in her DMs. Even your basic chicks, they getting a lot of men in their DMs. So for her to even say some crazy shit like that in the first place, it's already throwing up a red flag. Okay, so why are you saying that we ain't dumb? We know you getting DMs. We know niggas trying to shoot they shot at you. We know somebody they trying to put you in the mix. So why is it the fact that you need to go out on the I think when she was on The View, I believe, go on The View and spew out some shit like that? Why? Because again, Because we gotta play both sides. Because we gotta play both sides. Any given moment, if a man says, "Listen, man, I know I'm married, you know, I love my wife and everything, but man, sometimes man, it just feel good, you know what I'm saying, to get some attention from women, man. I want that type of attention from women, man. Like I want chicks to look at me, I want chicks to adore me. Y'all telling me y'all ain't gonna feel no type of way about that? Well, not y'all.
Men do feel that way.
Most women.
Men do say
telling me
that.
most women aren't gonna feel some type of way about that. Let's be honest.
People always want to feel attractive.
But you're gonna say it in the public. You're gonna say it in the public setting where millions of people are gonna see it when they know you're married. So you telling me
your wife a multi-billionaire superstar from all over the goddamn world. Y'all
can't be serious. Y'all cannot be serious.
No, bro. What it is, dog. What it is. That's a whole issue with like the dating scene now, bro. From what I'm hearing, there's no boundaries for women's feelings at all. They can say what they want to say, no matter how us as men should just take it. Because I agree, feeling some type of way. If whatever they want to get off, they can do it. No boundary. If a man go out there and say that because we seeing a woman doing, they'll say, "Oh, it ain't no problem." If it was another guy, it's okay, nothing like that. Right. They do say it, but if it was just a dude out here acting like a degenerate knucklehead, talking about he wants some attention from other women while he's married to a woman that's out here doing her thing and he benefiting from it and all that type of stuff, it will be a freaking issue. If he was he pop up every now and then and hitting towards that stuff, they'll be like, look, men being men, he got a good woman out there and that still ain't enough. He still want to go out there and be in them streets. It'll be wild. They would not be saying this junk right now.
Who said that Steph was supposed to be a pastor?
Ayesha Curry.
Yeah. So this how the fuck y'all want a pastor's wife walking around talking?
You said what?
He's not a pastor.
Oh, okay. So because he's not a pastor. Yeah, y'all got it.
That, and you're kind of proving my point, is like I feel like y'all are really looking at how you view some women in mine, not you can say that for me, and what some of the things that are being said is kind of like you view women as like just to shut up in color.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Hold on, girl. Like, that's wild, bro.
Wait.
That's like, come on, bro.
I ain't even getting to give my own take on this whole situation to begin with. Mac and Mark has been talking the whole time.
Shut up and
I'm gonna tell you, shut up in color. I mean, realistically, if more women did shut the fuck up, we can make shit could go better. But we know in this day of social media, that's not gonna happen.
That's proved my point, bro. They don't want dudes to have no boundaries, no feeling towards something.
I didn't say that you couldn't have boundaries. We're literally talking about her specifically. Y'all are allowed to feel how you feel, and I'm having
no. But the thing about it is, we're talking about her, and you're trying to understand the reason why men are feeling the way they are feeling.
No, I'm trying to understand.
Hold on. Yeah. Okay. You're trying to understand what we're feeling. We're communicating to you is more than just her image or whatever. But that's what you stuck on. And I said what I said, Courtney. What he said, you said, feel like we just want her to just shut up in color. That is why.
And when I say that, okay, because when she expresses something that she is going through and showing like a human experience, you guys are like, she should have never said that. She should have never did that. But then you also are saying if a man did that, then it would be different. Then it'd be an issue.
No. So okay, listen. This okay. I'm gonna explain it.
You got it, man.
I'm gonna explain it. We're not saying that she can't talk about her experience and everything. We're talking about, once again, everything that followed up to that and saying some things that should have just been in the household. That's what we're saying. That's what the boundaries is. That's what it is. Things that should have just been left in the household, or she go to therapy, or they go to couples therapy, or whatever. That's what we're talking about. That's it. What we're saying, I was drawing the conclusion, is we're saying there's nothing wrong with what she was saying or whatever. We're saying what's wrong is she should have not said that outside. We're not saying she can't be a human being. And what we're drawing to, if a dude turned around, it was doing that and was embarrassing her, it will be a problem. We're not saying that she can't just do nothing and just shut up in color. We're saying it'll be a problem.
Y'all are embarrassed for Steph, but Steph's not embarrassed by this conversation.
Y'all do it. I mean, women put themselves in places of how they will feel in certain situations where other women, what they go through when men do some bullshit. Y'all do this. It's the same situation.
I'm saying,
That's what
Steph
makes
came
humans
out and
human.
said he was cool with her having these conversations.
She's done it all the time.
It's not about him.
No, hold on. We're not going to sit here and act like we're not on a podcast and we just want to say, hey, how you feel about the situation?
I'm asking you a question. And you're not answering the question.
Answer the question again.
Would you feel different, or would it be different if Steph came out and said he was cool with her having these conversations?
I wouldn't.
I'd be like, that's how he feel, but to me, that's still disrespectful to me because I know I have my worldview. I have the way I was raised. Y'all have y'all way of y'all raised. I'm looking at the situation. I don't like it, right? She's not my wife. It doesn't matter, whatever. But if we're on a podcast talking about how you feel about the situation, hey, I don't like it. It look crazy and everything that nature. I have the right, just like she has the right to say how she feel about something. I have the right to say what I feel about it, right? But here we are. It's kind of like one of those things where it's like because people are saying their opinion, it's like, well, you can't say that, right? But even though he came out and say he cool with it, I still would feel a certain type of way. I'm consistent.
And I think it draws from the issue too that even Ayesha Curry, even on the biggest platform that she's on right now, you know, the visibility that she gets, there's a lot of women who do it on a lower level. They get on these platforms and they go ape shit on their men, or they talk about the experiences that they have with their men and just out on a lot of different things about their men when the men don't give their story. You know, when they're talking about how, oh, well, I married a good man and X, Y, and Z saying all this extra shit. So it's not just the reason we talk about Ayesha Curry because of Ayesha Curry, of course, the views, the visibility and everything right there. But there are a lot of women who are doing it on the lower level. We all see it. We all see it's story time on TikTok. We see a lot of that. And so that's the bigger issue. It's like, why do you feel as if you need to get online to go out everybody's business? And mind you, you're out in your business too. So therefore, you are not above criticism, regardless of who you're. So you have to be cognizant of what you say. Even us on this podcast, if we say some crazy shit, guess what? They're gonna be people who gonna be like, hey, bro, nigga, you way out of pocket, or hey, shorty, you way out of pocket. It is what it is. That's part of it. But again, I'm more so on y'all side on this aspect of it. The only thing I say is that it's everything that led up to it is why everybody's talking about it. Why everybody has an issue with what she's doing is because of the things prior to this situation. Is why it's like, all right, shorty, that's too many times. That's strike 3. Fuck you got going on. What you trying to do? And then you got chicks like this on the screen who are egging it on. Well, you should have a whole phase. Why? No. Yeah, you can talk about it, but if you don't act on it, you straight. Cool. You talked about it. You had your conversation. You thought things were going to be different. Your life ended up entirely different. You got the perfect man. You got the man that every woman would dream of. Multi-millionaire. This man don't cheat. He's a spiritual man. He rocking with you, supporting you in every aspect of your life. So it goes to show you this perfect relationship in itself goes to show you that a lot of women just can't be satisfied. And it's not all women, but it's a lot of them.
It's not about not being satisfied. It's about having more experiences. And sometimes people want to have more experiences when they haven't done that. That's why this woman is saying, like, you should have a whole phase before you go and get married. So yeah, if you sometimes, so that you don't have this urge or this feeling that you want to step out or whatever, yeah, you should go and have some experiences that you haven't had before. Like for example, I would say, you know, if you haven't lived by yourself before you get married, it would be good for you to go and have your own place before you decide to get married with someone, because that's an experience that teaches you certain lessons that you need to learn, and that would be valuable before you get into a marriage or start living with someone. So I mean, there's certain instances where you're like, yeah, before you go and do something, you should have this experience first. And I don't necessarily say, you know, you should have a whole phase in particular, but you should go and have some experiences before you decide to get married.
But like,
what experiences though? Outside of being a whole, outside of having a whole phase, what experiences do you need that you can't experience living with your parents and then moving to a house with your person?
Well, you learn you have more discipline. You get to have that peace. You get to understand the experience of living by yourself and picking your own furniture and decorating the space that you want to have on your own and bringing people over when you want to have them over, or having a dog if you want to have a dog, or living the way that you choose to live, and understanding that how you want to keep your household is how you can keep your household. And it may be different from your parents. And it's always going to be different when you decide to go from your house to someone else's house.
Can I ask you something though? You think in a lot of situations that it could be detrimental on some shit that you might feel might be good for you, but in the long run, you find out later in life it wasn't a good decision. And do you think there should be some people that sit there and say, you know what, dude, I know you. I know this won't be good for you, even though you feel it's right now. I know you might feel this shit. But it's not. This won't be a good move for you to do it this way. Do you think we should let everyone do, if they have that feeling, just let them do it, or not? Don't say anything about it. You can't make no one not do anything, but at least have that pushback and say, I don't think that's the right move.
I think you can have the pushback for it, but it's about growth. That's like saying the pot is hot. You're going to say you're going to go your whole life never touching a hot pot. Not saying that you have to because people told you that it was hot, but sometimes you have to learn, you have to grow, you have to evolve, you have to learn that shit was hot. So, and that's how, I'm not saying every certain thing that you have to learn, but there are things that should be learned or, would be nice to have learned, like moving out and living on your own, being solo, having a hoe phase or whatever someone considers to be a hoe phase.
I don't think, especially that a hoe phase for a woman, I don't think there's not one scenario where that works out good. I'm just saying. I don't think.
I disagree. I disagree. When you're between the ages now, it's different, certain ages and how you maneuver, and everybody sees a hoe phase differently. You could say you slept with one person and that's considered being a hoe. You could say you slept with 20 and that's considered being a hoe. But
that's crazy.
It's not.
What's considered a hoe? Yeah, that could be to this panel because there are multiple people that talk about, if you slept with more than 3 to 5 people, you're a hoe.
But that's not good.
In one night, maybe.
It's on the person. And that's all I'm saying. It might not be for you, but to some people it is. Whatever number y'all feel like then is a hoe. Because to some women then, 5 people is considered a hoe. Y'all are thinking more than 20 is considered a hoe. So this is what I mean, that there's a difference. But in all those people, there was something that was being learned. That's like going to different jobs and getting experience. It's the same thing with life. It's the same thing that y'all have experienced. When you go out and you've learned and you've done all these things and now you have it, and so that you can come into a relationship and have a healthy relationship because you don't have certain things that are in the back of your mind that you wish that you did.
I never wanted to experience the hood, and I grew up in the suburbs.
I never want to experience being in the hood, bro.
Hold
on.
No,
I'm not. It's the same principle. It's the same principle. I'm just using different situations.
That can be for everything. That can literally be like, I don't like soda, so I disagree that other people should drink it. It's this, like, we can go that for tit for tat for all of it.
Never been in New York, never wanted to experience it.
Then that could be for anything. That could literally be for anything. You're taking like one thing and being like, oh no, I'm telling you, if that is the case, then you literally haven't lived life at all. And not saying
but that's my point though. But my point is you don't have to experience everything in order to
but if you want to experience those things and you can't experience those things after you commit with someone, then it's important for you to go and have that experience. That way you're not sitting here wishing, coulda, woulda, and hoping and having these conversations and being critiqued or even bothering to step out and do those experiences. It's about living the life that you want to live. So yes, if you wanted to experience driving a motorcycle before you die, then yeah, you should probably try and get a motorcycle before you're 75 years old, and it's way more dangerous for you to drive.
But if I committed to myself and said, no, I will never get on the motorcycle because I'm committed not to, therefore I won't get on the motorcycle regardless of how much I wanted to. I'm committed.
But it's okay for you to talk about that motorcycle down the line.
But that's my point. I'm not tripping on the talking about it aspect of it. I'm not tripping on that.
guys
I'm
are
not tripping on that.
things what she's
But
saying. She's talking about it.
No, we said it about 15 times that we're not tripping about that part.
You said it's what led up to this, which means she has said multiple things that have led you to what you're feeling right now.
Max, this is proof that women hear what they want to hear.
Exactly, bro. That's what it is, bro. You said about 15
I've been
times.
misunderstanding this entire time that it wasn't the fact that you guys said it led up to right now. It's what she did previously that led her to right now. You guys didn't tell me that.
Yeah.
I just said that. So what do you mean?
Everything that
didn't say that before.
I just said that, but you guys are telling me I wasn't listening. So what
That's not the importance of it. That's just not the importance.
You said we're tripping on what she said. We're saying
what led up to here. She said something, she said something, she said something, she said something, and now you guys are here. That means what she said led you to here.
Consistently.
But no one really focused on her, though.
Exactly. She spoke, and now you guys have an issue. So I'm confused on what you're confused on.
Oh my God. We're not saying we have an issue with what she said. It's about everything that led up to it to be disrespectful.
All right, well.
God,
we'll just agree to disagree because I'm literally hearing you, but apparently it's not registering how I'm saying it. But that's fine. I hear you and understand fully what you're saying.
No,
I think they're talking about the ring thing. The ring thing on itself would not have been disrespectful. The ring thing on itself wouldn't have been disrespectful, but everything else that led up to it made that disrespectful.
I hear you guys.
Oh, Ashley said she understands
that. If you want me to change the word, her action, and then she said something led to it, sure, go that way. I hear exactly what you're saying. She did.
But we're not focused on her, though. We're not focused on her. Like her situation, we're not focused on. We're focused on the situation of how even normal people aren't famous. A lot of times the girls will go out in their friend group and do stuff like this, talk about it, embarrassing the shit out of the dude. So we're not really focused on them. Who gives a fuck about them? Mainly, there's a lot of people who listen to this or will listen to this. They probably go in the same situation with their girl or their dude who goes out in their friend groups and talks about stuff that's going on in their relationship and embarrass the shit out of them. And they don't know why. They think they just letting out. They're telling their truth. They're telling their truth, but they're not thinking about the other person that's involved in that truth. That's pretty much what we're trying to say.
Thank you, Courtney. Thank you, Marcus, bro. Shit.
But I mean, it's happened multiple times, and I'm pretty sure they've discussed it. So I mean, like,
it might not be him. He might be okay with it, which I think he probably is. We know a lot of weak people who let a lot of shit go by. We know that, but there are normal people. There are normal people that are going through this shit who are probably arguing with their girl back and forth, and she just ain't getting it. She thinks she's telling the truth. But she's also embarrassing the shit out of the other dude or their significant other. Say both ways, men and women do the same shit. That's what we're trying to say.
Right. And so when I said that you guys just didn't, you just wanted her to shut up.
No.
Like
Oh, God.
You don't want her to talk about the things that she's going through because it makes him look bad.
But he's not getting. You're not. We don't want you to shut up. Keep talking, but just don't talk about all the stuff.
That is what I'm honing in on. Like, you don't want her to talk about her relationship and the things she's going through.
Is that all she got to talk about? She can talk about nothing else. Talk about work. Talk about some other shit. Don't talk about what's going on in your house or your relationship. What people, especially people that person knows, like that shit ain't cool.
Like you have to be cognizant of the things that you say in the public because everybody can take it and spin the narrative. That's the point that's being made. You have to be careful of the narrative. You can talk all you want. You can say everything you want, but if you were to ask me a certain question, Ashley, there may be in regards to my personal life. Yeah, I could choose to answer it, but if I know that it could be a detriment to the family, I'm like, nah, I'd rather not. I just keep it broad. Like, nah, I'd rather not. It's cool. Now, hey, we chilling, and then I just move on from it. But if I start to deep dive, yeah, man, I thought this was gonna be this, man. I don't know, man. No, typically, man, I wouldn't marry this type of chick, bro. But I decided to marry this kind of chick. Guess what? Somebody can spin that narrative and take it to a whole different level. That's the only issue. That again, I stand on what I said. What she said here, I don't think it warrants anything or the disrespect, but it's just everything before that for me. So what she said in that interview and everything, I'm not really tripping on it. It is what it is. Yeah, they just have to be cognizant of the things that they say. So no, I don't think it's a shut up and color. I don't. But just be cognizant of the things that you say. Be careful because it can backfire. Regardless if it was, an innocent thing, you didn't think anything of it. You gotta understand the media. They can spin that shit in so many different ways.
Yeah.
So it is what it be. It is what it be. It is what it be. So I guess nobody. So y'all quiet now. I know you want. I know you got.
What we said. Like we're
I'm
just
done,
talking in
bro.
circles
I'm done,
now.
dog. I'm done.
Everybody good. Well, listen. Let me read this super chat from Rod Brown. Hey, bro, shout out to Rod Brown for the $9.99 bar, bro. I appreciate you for supporting the channel, homie. That's another bag chaser, man. Appreciate you, homie. I appreciate you, big dog. But make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm and hit that bell notification. Bro, I love y'all. Y'all funny as hell.
I'm on my Slimmy shit today, bro.
Y'all funny as hell.
Give me sweetie shit.
Oh my God, y'all funny as hell. So look, I want to go to this. I want to go to this other topic right here, right? It's a Jubilee. It's a Jubilee topic, and it's men holding other men accountable on the Jubilee topic. Two white men. Well, I guess one of them is a white man, and the other one, I'm not sure what his ethnicity is, but he don't look like a white man. He might be. But we're gonna hear what they're talking about, and they hold each other accountable in regards to men. One man is on the other side, he's defending women, and the other man, he's on the opposite side of the spectrum. So let's listen in and we'll work out.
So I don't understand the fear of walking down the street every night and feeling like I have a target on my back. So instead of looking at this and being like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. The women are insane. I'm not even gonna deal with them. When I saw that trend, I was like, wow. Like that is, imagine living your life in a state where you feel like you are at risk of your physical safety from 50% of the population. That must be awful. And we should look into the reasons why, what is it? Like 97% of women have experienced some form of sexual harassment. You ask any woman if she's had an unwanted encounter of a sexual romantic nature with a man, I guarantee the overwhelming majority will be able to tell you. It comes from real life experience, not this amorphous threat of men. Men are real, and men can be very threatening because of many of the biological differences that I feel you would be very sympathetic to. I don't think I can find middle ground on this because misogyny literally kills women, and misandry.
I mean, that statement in itself,
are you kidding
our
me?
very presence.
No. You misunderstood me. You misunderstood me.
Okay,
the
explain.
hatred of women kills women.
I think the hatred of men, teaching them who they are as being toxic, could lead to them ending their own lives.
Okay, some men might have a misunderstanding of what misandry is, and they might kill themselves. And that's the same thing as men killing women because
or
they hate
being
them.
unjustly locked up for rape accusations.
And how often
because
does-
automatically it's deferred that the woman is innocent, she's not guilty, and the man is guilty.
What about Johnny Depp? Did that happen in that case?
That
What
was
about in Chris Brown? Did that happen in that case?
Chris Brown.
What about in Donald Trump? Did that happen in that case? What happened to Brett Kavanaugh? I can
Brett
keep going.
Kavanaugh was demonized.
What? Yeah, he was.
And
where is he right now?
Yeah, because
where is he right now?
It failed.
Tell me where he is. Where is he right now?
He's sitting on the Supreme Court.
Thank you.
Okay. Misandry is normal. It's very normalized to the point where we don't even
You
realize
can't
it.
give me an example of it. That's what I'm
gave
wondering.
you a bunch of examples.
But the examples you gave me were women trying to live their lives of their own autonomy and accord, which is saying, I don't need a man, which is fine. I don't see what world you view that as hatred unless you think you're entitled to women.
Yeah, but
that's the only way I interpret that as a hatred of man. And I'm being as charitable as I literally possibly can. The issue is you can't just say that an issue affects men and therefore it's because we hate men.
I've literally heard women say, I hate men.
Of course,
Literally.
absolutely. And
Death to the patriarchy,
Of course.
all these things.
Wait,
I've
wait a
heard
second.
that.
Death to the patriarchy means death to the societal structures in which give men more societal power than women for no reason. That's not the hatred of men unless you think men ought to have that power because they are men. That is the only way you interpret it that way. So all I'm showing here is a lot of these ideas of what you think misandry is are just your misogynistic instincts and assumptions being exposed.
What is he demonstrating?
Dismissive of men.
Dismissive?
Showing
Hey,
this
let him
general
talk.
sentiment
Let him
of
talk.
animosity toward men. He's showing it.
How?
You just did it.
So I said that you have a disdain towards women because you view breaking down societal structures that benefit men
You called me
as hating men.
misogynistic.
Because that's
Do you
literally
think, do
the
you think
definition.
he's misogynistic?
Yeah, probably. I think we all are a little bit, some more than others. Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna get.
No, granted,
to a
I want to
middle
point
ground.
something out. I don't think I'm free of misogyny either. So this is not to say that you are a terrible individual or that I am a terrible individual. I've done a lot of learning to unlearn a lot of these ideas that, frankly, I've been instilled with throughout my entire life.
Yeah, he get pegged from behind, for sure.
Oh, he definitely like that.
Oh,
he get pegged 100%.
Yo, Shan, that's strike two, Shan. That's tight. That's crazy, Shan. That's strike two, Shan. Word to mother, Shan.
Listen, he get pegged from behind, bro.
Why do you feel that way? What do you think that?
Well, see, well, I don't feel. I think, but
hey, yo,
damn. So, but the reason why I say that, the biggest issue is this. We hear a ton of. I don't know what your algorithm is, but I see it all the time because I have to be in the media to see what's going on in the culture, and I see it all the time. I see a ton of situations where, oh, but it was correct. I hear a lot of videos in which a lot of women say they hate men, and they say it verbatim. I hate men. Why? Well, now let me give a disclaimer. Are there crazy men out here? 100%. We're not arguing that at all. But your average man, your everyday man, is not like that. Your average everyday man is like if that's the case, you can tell me an experience that happened to you today, where it happened to you.
I was at the gas station.
Yes.
And what happened?
A man catcalled me.
That's not
I'm
terrible.
pumping my gas, minding my business, and catcalled me.
What he say?
Does it matter?
Yeah, it does.
Why?
Because what a cat call is, he probably could have said, "Hey, excuse me," and you probably look at it as a cat
That's
call.
not what a cat call is. I said he catcalled me.
What did he
I
do?
didn't say that he
what he
approached me and
said.
said, hey.
What did he do?
But you ain't trying to tell us what he said, so we don't know what the cat call is.
What did he
He
say?
said that I think that you're beautiful and you should give me your number. And then when I told him no, thank you, then he decided to then tell me that that's why I'm never going to be with a man because I don't actually. He tried to pump my gas too. Let's start with that. He tried to pump my gas, and which I don't mind. I would love for him to pump my gas. It was how it all happened though. So I'm already doing my thing. He's at the door. Okay, so it's the gas pumps and where the door is at. You're yelling my name, or not my name, but you're yelling to get my attention from the door. You don't even approach me. So automatically I'm turned off. I don't want to hear shit you have to say. Right? Is that a valuable? Is that okay to respond that way? Because you're gonna yell at me from the door to get my attention?
No.
What did he say? He did say, "Hey, shorty," or did he say, "Excuse me"?
No, he said it. Like he did not say excuse me.
What did
He
say?
wanted my attention. He didn't say excuse me.
What did he say?
He said, "Hey, beautiful," blah 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 blah, from the door.
That's fair.
So so you asked me.
Did you feel uncomfortable? Like, did you feel uncomfortable or scared for your life?
Did it matter?
Yeah.
You just asked me about an experience that I had today because he put it on his statistic.
But the questions are leading to more questions to get to the point. So yeah, you got catcalled. Did you fear for your life at the gas station?
Do I have to fear for my life to not like it?
Well, yeah.
Interesting.
This is why he didn't walk up to you. He was trying to see if he could get your attention to begin with.
And he didn't get my attention, so then he did walk up to me.
Okay.
What do we have to say now?
If you were uncomfortable, why didn't you tell me, hey, excuse me, I'm okay?
Because if you turn somebody down, that should be enough for you to walk away.
When I didn't acknowledge,
We shouldn't have to tell you like, "Hey, I'm scared. Hey, you're bothering me now.
I'm fearing for my life." When I ignored you from calling me from the
stop.
door, why wasn't that enough? But it wasn't enough because then I had to explain that. And then you were like, "Well, he didn't approach you." No, he did. He did approach me. Then asked if he can pump my gas while he talks to me. And because I said no and no thank you, he said that's why I'm going to end up alone. And that's why you don't recognize good men, because I wouldn't let him pump my gas, or I didn't let him catcall me from the door.
Okay. So to my regular point, does that happen on a regular basis?
It does. She said it does a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, but look though, the stuff we go through, it don't happen, bro. It's just social media shit and YouTube.
I ain't gonna even bring us up. I ain't gonna even bring the stuff we go to. I don't want to do that.
No, but I'm drawing.
About your experiences.
I want to do that.
I give you an example.
I'm just drawing a correlation.
No, I don't want to do that. Don't even do that. No. Let's address that. Let's address their experience of what they go through. You say y'all go through on a regular basis, right? Every day. every day this is a situation that happens to y'all, correct?
And why, even if it's not an everyday occurrence, it happens often. And why can't just us saying that it happens often be enough? Because right now you're being like, it needs to be an everyday thing. And then I even had to explain, well, what did he say to you? Then I had to explain that I had told him no. Then I had to explain something else. It's like
because
I have to
because the
like,
situation, because the breakdown of the situation actually matters, because what you may think what actually is a misogynistic situation, or what you may deem as sexual harassment or harassment, it has to make sense. So that way we have to understand where you're coming from in order to get to the point, right? Because everybody always say, oh, well, this is harassment. Well, how the fuck did he harass you?
Well, harassment is the experience of the person, not the experience of the person creating the action or doing the action. It's the person that's receiving it and how they're receiving it. So you could be doing something that you think, maybe tapping me on the shoulder, you wouldn't think is sexual harassment. But if somebody doesn't appreciate that and they say, hey, don't tap me on the shoulder, and that's just your habit and you do it again, they're going to feel like that's harassment, and they can make a report on you, and that could be a huge issue. So it's not, harassment isn't something that just because you feel like it's something normal for you, that is acceptable. That doesn't mean it's acceptable for other people. So once they ask you to stop, if you do something like that again, that's considered harassment.
But this is the point. Is I'm not talking about if it happens and continues to happen again with the same person. Yeah, we all understand and have the common sense to know, if she told me the first time, don't do it, I'm not gonna do it again. But we do know that there are some men. We talking about on an everyday basis, not the same person. If I tap you on the shoulder and you don't say anything, but you say it's sexual harassment, how did I sexually harass you if I just tapped you on your shoulder? Because I don't believe in, because a lot of times the way that you look at sexual harassment, I may not look at it that way. So if I just tap you on your shoulder in an innocent manner, you say it's sexual harassment, now I get reported. Now my life is fucked up because of a so-called experience that you call a sexual harassment when it wasn't that. So that's why you got to break it down into the aspect of, okay, so was that actually sexual harassment, or was it just something that you are triggered by because a man tapped you before, but then you told him not to tap you before and he did it again. So now you have that traumatic experience with him tapping you on the shoulder. Now I'm a whole different person. I tap you on the shoulder. Now I have to experience some bullshit on the back end because you felt some type of way of your.
That's why it has to be announced that you don't like it first. Right. So if you're trying to holler at a woman and a woman's like, no, I'm okay, thank you. Yeah. Or they're like, oh no, I'm busy, or they choose to ignore you, and you go after them again and you approach them again and you do something more to continue the conversation, then that would be considered harassment and you would be the same person. And those are
the guys that we hold accountable. Those are the guys who look at, hey, bro.
Those are your friends that you don't know that do that. Those are people that you don't are in your circle that work with you at work. Though, like, this is not uncommon. It's a lot of men that you wouldn't think that do this that actually do it, and they're not going to tell you the truth, and they're not going to do it in front of you. And this is the problem that women face, because now you don't want to believe us because they're showing you something different.
I hope we're talking about something way more
serious. So what if I told you there was a situation, and so I'll give you another reason. So what if I told you that the reason why it's harder to believe is because there have been many women who have falsely accused men and fucked up men's lives because of an accusation. And so now it makes it harder for men to believe a lot of things that women say, or when they say that they're harassed. So therefore, that's why I have to do, or men have to ask these type of questions in order to get down to the bottom of it, to deem it if it was actually sexual harassment, or you just tripping, or you felt a vendetta versus that man. See what I'm saying?
Like 1 in 4 women are assaulted. Is it 1 in 4 or 1 in 6 are assaulted?
Let me check.
I don't know in the real statistics of that. But with that small statistic, and I get what you guys are saying about the ones that are saying it and don't mean it, but we're talking about in under 10 women, if you think as a population, in under 10 of those women, someone's going to be assaulted.
It's encompassing of everything, even just a tap on the shoulder. That's the point.
Tap on the shoulder, yeah.
That was just an example.
It's still encompassing though, okay? all of that's still encompassing of what sexual assault is. So they combine all of that.
They included
It's
everything
included, it's included in the percentage, in the
so
ratio.
they included everything subjectively what women would find harassment or sexual harassment into the data set. So basically, it could be a tap on the shoulder. It can be that. I'm just explaining. I'm not saying I agree or disagree. I'm saying that's what it is.
So so I think so it says in the US, so it said 1 in 5. So it says 1 in 5, 20% in the US had experienced, completed, or attempted great during their lifetime. So 20%.
So that's not a tap on the shoulder. That's full.
20%, 1 in 5.
Right. And that is
80%,
but
80% have experienced some form of sexual harassment or saw it in their lifetime. 80%.
And so, and these are things that are being reported. But what I was trying to get across is that you guys are talking about, yeah, it's really hard to believe because some women are lying. But there's more happening than the liars. And yet we're still out here trying to explain ourselves. And then when we do explain ourselves, and then it's like, well, what were you wearing?
No, so I think one of the disconnects in the conversation is,
and I'm not saying against y'all, I'm just talking now in general.
I think one of the disconnects in these conversations really, unless I'm not even picking sides, I'm just going based on what I see because I don't sexually harass any women. I don't condone it at all or anything in that nature. I just stay away. Even at my job, I dap everybody up just like this. Hey, how you doing? I don't hug, shake hands, none of that shit. I don't play none of those games because I don't want nobody to say nothing. I think the disconnect is one, when men ask, how are you being sexually harassed or anything of that nature, women go straight defense mode and say, why do I gotta answer it? So therefore, we can't even get educated on it in the first place to say, how can we how can we not make you discomfortable in certain situations? But we do understand there's crazy dudes, they don't care about none of that. They're just gonna do it anyway. But if we're trying to have a conversation and we're trying to get down to the nitty gritty, what makes y'all uncomfortable? Because maybe I probably have done it and didn't even know. It worked on some women, but I got turned down on this woman. I just walked away. I don't even know. So now we having a conversation. I know what to do next time to make you not feel uncomfortable. What tends to happen is a lot of women, they go straight into, well, I got to tell you, that's the problem. Y'all don't want to listen, blah, blah, blah. It's like, damn, we just try to like have a conversation,
because we are ignored so often. It's hard to, unless you're saying something like, oh, I want to understand what you're doing, unless you break that down. Of course, a lot of women are going to go in defense mode because a lot of women have been denied, have been told that their truth or isn't true or have not been listened to.
So you just did it right there because I'm like, okay, so we have to, every time if we start asking questions, we have to say we're just trying to understand you.
But that wasn't the point of this conversation. Just to be clear,
because Courtney, he was asking the question, how was it, so he can gauge to see what it was. But you gave more information based off if somebody warned you, then that could be said. He said that's fair. He said that's plenty of times. So what's the issue?
Are you saying it because I was spicy when I said it?
No,
I didn't say that.
Yeah,
because he asked the main question and she I mean,
yeah, and then
I deep dove. I deep dove into the conversation because just based off of the original question that I asked, I was like, okay, so the original question was, does this happen to you all the time or on a day-to-day basis? You say yes. All right, cool. So what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, it happened to you today. Cool. What happened? So then we broke it down. So then, of course, when you asked the question, I was like, okay, fair. I was like, that's fair. I didn't give no pushback on. I was like, fair.
I didn't think that.
But I'm just speaking in general. Yeah. When we do this and we actually trying to have the conversation, it gets to a point like old buddy right here. He gets so triggered that it like we got to speak more about how y'all can't say it instead of y'all just saying it. Y'all say more about what y'all can't say when we literally just asking like, hey, how did it happen?
I'm sorry, I'm not really picking up what you're
so basically we will ask you what happened to get, like, how did somebody say, how was the cat calling and everything of that nature,
Yeah.
And it'll be like, why you just don't believe that I got catcalled? We trying to see what the catcall is. It spend more time being defensive about it than just letting us know what it is, so we can move on through the conversation and get to the point where you and Courtney, he was like, okay, that's fair.
Right. Okay. So, yeah. So it was because I was spicy when I mentioned it.
Yeah.
Got it.
I'm saying that happens. I say that happens a lot in general. So therefore, a lot of men can't actually get the education of what it is in a general sense, because the conversation usually get to that point. Now it's like, if you get spicy, everybody have their own way of like handling when somebody is spicy to them, then they'll have a reaction. They're like, well, okay, then fuck it then. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all, all right, getting spicy, blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying in general. I ain't talking about this situation, but I have seen it a lot of times where guys are like, okay, what is catcalling to you? And this, that, and the third. It get defensive, and then the conversation get derailed all the way, and nobody can have a productive conversation.
I don't think it starts off in that sense. It usually, when the conversation arises, it's in the sense of why it got defensive, or it does get defensive, is because there's some air of, I don't believe X, Y, and Z that this is happening. And then when it's explained, and that's why it's spicy, because it's an immediate off-put where it's just like, it's frustrating to women and myself as well, why I got a little spicy. It's frustrating that we have to keep explaining, because we do explain it. We explain it over and over and over and over again. And I understand that it's to certain people, you're talking differently because they haven't heard it, or sure, all those things. But it's like, we have been saying it. And to this day and to this era, it is still not believed. They still don't believe us, no matter how much we've said it and screamed it. And so now it's kind of like, sure, I'll explain it to you, but yeah, I'm definitely going to come out a little bit more spicier, depending on how it sets up. I don't think that it needs to be defensive all the time, and I can understand just a regular conversation.
Do you think it's fair? Do you think it's fair for some people to ask those questions to believe you first, or do you think we should just believe you off the rip?
I think that it's fair to ask questions. I do think that it is, if someone tells you a situation happened to them, I think that it should be an automatic believe until they give a reason not to believe, when it's about specifically certain things, like assault or like that.
I think some people, like, their minds don't work like that, though.
And I can understand that. You need to hear it before you can believe it. And I fully respect that. And this is why I'm saying, like, certain situations. I'm not saying for whole worldwide things. I think, and I understand, but and also when you get the information, like, and me and Courtney had the conversation. He was like, "Cool, fair, like, understood." And then that's that's fine, and that's how we squash it. You know what I mean? It wasn't a thing to be squashed, but then that's how the conversation went. But for me, I got a little spicy because of what was kind of, we were talking about a little bit beforehand, of why I was just like, yeah, that shit happens every day, because I think it was said that it doesn't happen all the fucking time, and it's like, it does. We're tired, and that's kind of the whole, what we all been talking about on social media as well. We talk about it often, which also leads into this as well. It's just like, when we talk, sometimes it's just not believed that your friends and your coworkers are like this. And so it's frustrating because y'all are like, not my friends, but it is. Not yours, but it is. And that's frustrating. That's all.
I think I'm the type of person, I don't believe nobody until I get the information.
Yeah, and that's respectful.
And that's just how I am. And it's just based off my trade, what I do on a day-to-day basis. I have gotten to that point. It's just because I do it every day. If it does, like, you can ask my wife, you can ask my brother. If it does not make sense to me, I'm not gonna get it at all. I've been like that all my life. So sometimes you might meet a person like me. It's not that I don't believe you and I'm trying to be ill about it. I'm just gathering more information for me to move forward in the conversation.
And I shouldn't have said believe. I should say be open to the conversation. That's a better thing to say than you should believe, offer it, because I understand that that's a hard thing. It should just, you should have the space and open to understand and hear the conversation without being like, this doesn't really happen all the time.
And just to give a little bit more information too, in that percentage, it's also women who have experienced as well sexual assault from other women. So it ain't just men. So I just wanted to throw that in there. So it ain't always. So I just have to let everybody know it ain't always the men that's doing the sexual assault. It's a lot of women doing it too.
Absolutely.
I've got sexual assaulted a lot, bro. I ain't gonna.
But I'm not saying women doing it to the men. I'm talking about women doing it to other women.
No, I'm saying like, I thought you. Okay, I see what you said.
Yeah, women doing it to other women. So that's also in that report as well.
So is all in the same data set?
Yeah, it's all inclusive into that percentage. So it's not
Oh,
just
men and women is included of women getting sexual harassed. Damn. They put everything in that. And sometimes when it comes with data, man, and that's just my nerd self gonna come out. Sometimes with data, a lot depending on why you're trying to get the data, they'll put so much stuff in it, and it doesn't have like the actual variables stated of what was all in it, was all in the study. Like what age group was it, single, coming from a single parent home, was it a relative, and this, that, and the third. I'm not saying if it matters or not and everything, but I think we can like get more information in the root of things if we had those variables, and then separate the data set so you can kind of conquer all those situations differently, how they need to be handled, because sometimes you can't just do one thing with a one brush, right? Just put everything in there, and then we try to do a solution and just try to do it one brush. Sometimes it doesn't work, because some people get sexually assaulted in the household with a relative, and then you got somebody at a party, Greek party, and something happened, and the person ain't even Greek. Just some drunk dude did something, and it's college campus. The environment is different, so I don't like when they try to put everything in one study, because it's kind of hard to solve a problem like that.
That's fair. Anybody else got anything on that?
I'm gonna leave.
I got me one drink today, boy.
You said got you want a drink today?
Hell yeah, I'm probably give me a cut water. Ooh,
a cut water.
I'm scared of them things. I ain't drunk one yet.
Listen.
It ain't nothing special.
I never had it, so I wouldn't even know.
Are they like Four Locos, like the old version?
Yeah, they know like the healthier versions. But I done seen people get messed up on it. Like I went to a kickback and I saw somebody get towed up.
They taste like those seltzer waters, whatever you call them.
Nah, they cocktails in a can.
The cup water? Well, the one I had was seltzer one.
You probably had that
Truly.
It's like a Truly, yeah. But no, it was a cup water because I know my nephew gave it to me. But yeah, it was. I think it was like a seltzer. It was seltzer.
Maybe it's a seltzer kind.
All right, so look, let's go to this last topic of tonight, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe.
Oh, your boyfriend gets
Let's go to this last topic of tonight. So I decided to find this Lapeef network, and they're talking about men. Women competing with men. They're not competing with men. They're just trying to survive. And so I want to hear what they got to say. Mainly Boheem and Darwin McPherson, they were going back and forth at it. And so things kind of went left. So I'm going to play it, and then we'll give our thoughts in between. So 11-minute video. So if we need to stop in between, we will. But for the most part, we'll try to let it play through. So let's go ahead and rock out.
About hearing a woman say, I have to work too. I am tired as well. It's not degrading. I'm tired. I am exhausted. I've been having to deal with stuff all day as well as you.
Go to sleep.
What is it about a woman's anatomy that makes you think that we have this special burst of energy that you don't have that makes us walk in the house and be like, man, I really want to make this house smell like pine sol right now. Like, what's in the... It's not degrading. What is degrading is that when women stay home and they are stay-at-home mothers or wives, and you do not see their labor in the home is equal to yours, that is degrading.
Hey, if you conceal carry and you want to do so comfortably, you're probably going to be interested in this, the brand new Nimbus Gray Vanish holster. And what you're really going to like...
Well, they cut her right on time.
That is devaluing her, because that labor is just as important as your labor that it takes to make money, because her labor produces the things needed to make you comfortable at home, just like the things that you do at your job produces the money that makes it comfortable for her to be at home. That is when women feel degraded. That is when you devalue a woman's labor. That is where that comes from. But I want men to stop thinking that women are going out here and getting these jobs and getting these careers because, like, we want to compete with men. The country literally tells us if you do not work, you do not eat, and you will be homeless. What?
Well, I think y'all are over-exaggerating that as well.
Brain that tells you that a woman wants to get up and just listen. I want to work my whole life away. No American wants to do that, but capitalism says, get your stupid ass up and go get an education or some training and go get a job so you can make some money. Otherwise, you're going to be on Skid Row somewhere begging for money. We're not competing with you. We are just trying to survive just like you. It's dumb.
And it's not even a matter of survival. I think a lot of y'all on this panel lying like shit.
Okay.
A lot of y'all are living above y'all means. Y'all want these crazy ass lifestyles, and then now y'all want to use the excuse that both of y'all got to make an income. I just went back to Alabama. I visited Mississippi not too long ago this year, and there's people that's living together, and they don't even make a fraction of what y'all making, and they making it work. I think y'all don't. Whenever y'all say that, oh, both of y'all have to work, y'all are not compensating for all the frivolous bullshit expenses that y'all accommodate yourself with for the lifestyle you want. If we really dissect this thing, I guarantee you, a lot of y'all rent and mortgages is over 40% of y'all income. And challenge me if I'm wrong. Bo, you even told your life story on here, so you might not even want to start. You don't even want, and I'm not gonna even go there.
I don't want to start what? What don't I want to start?
I'm not gonna even go
What
there.
am I not wanting to start? Let's start.
There we go.
Actually, press the start button. Somebody press the start button. Let's start. What you need to say?
Well, y'all had an issue getting out of your granddaddy's house, where y'all could have just went into another apartment and it literally broke your marriage. I mean, just stuff like that. That's a matter of a lifestyle choice that is unnecessary.
One story, one situation.
Well, how many situations do I need more than one? Like all of that, I think that was
suffice. You would need full context to know why that marriage really failed.
I think you gave us enough. I think we sit up here for 4-5 hours dissecting that thing.
One situation that happened. That was not.
But regardless of the fact, can we at least agree that more often than not, especially here in the United States, if a person makes $50,000 a year, they probably spend $100,000 a year. They spend damn near double what their income. If we really want to be honest on how we're using our money to try to use this bullshit excuse that both people have got to work. I've seen people come in this country from different countries that don't got shit, and they work and they living in the same house making that thing work. And all they got is a Netflix subscription. All the other shit is turned off. But we got to have Prime. We got to have fucking BET Plus. We got to have Peacock, Tubi, and all this other shit. We got to have a fucking Amazon Kindle account so we can read all these sage books and all. Like, come on, man.
Darwin,
let's be honest about this lifestyle.
But all of those people in the family work, correct?
But still,
that was the argument.
It's in the same
household. All of them work, or it's just the man and the women get to stay at home? Because that was the argument.
My argument is that depending on the demographics, depending on the location, you can actually live under one income. Y'all just don't live like that.
We're talking about in general in the United States of America.
In the United States,
in general, the United States, you can live under one household, one man working. Y'all women just don't want to live like that.
That's not even how the foreigners. All of them work. Even if they don't have a lot, all of them work. Everybody got to work. That's just what it is.
Yep.
If you want to live comfortably, everybody got to work. Now, if you want to live in a trailer park up the street, that's your life, and that's what you want to do.
What's wrong with that?
You can live off of that one income for the average person. But if you want to live a comfortable, average, not even going on trips all the time, regular life where you could just pay for the things you need to pay for and sustain a good lifestyle, both people need to work. Like, that's not a lie. That's reality.
Y'all spoiled, man. Anybody from the South on here? Anybody from the South?
Idea that doesn't have to
Anybody live in the backwoods in the country? You ever seen a single wide trailer?
Bro, ain't nobody I've seen a single wide trailer. I've seen that some trailers look nice. That's what I said. That's up to them. I've seen that. My aunt,
get you a single wide, double wide trailer, go down south, Arkansas, Alabama, Mississippi, and call it a day on 45.
Do you live in Mississippi? Where you live? Because I live in Chicago.
You don't even live in no backwood trailer in Mississippi. There's a reason for that. I don't even know why you're sitting up there capping.
I live in Chicago.
You don't want to live in no trailer.
You making my point, Sweeney. The key word, I don't want to live in no trailer. That's the whole point I'm making. It's a matter of what you want to do. It's not a matter of you can't. So this notion that we cannot live under one person's household is false.
Come on now. You're being unrealistic and you're lying to yourself because nobody. Most people don't.
Living in a trailer is not an American life. That's the reason why. No American dream is, oh man, we live in a double wide trailer. It's considered poor for a reason. That's what severely poor.
You're making my point.
Bro, no, you're talking about when people grow up in this country, they want to live the American dream. Nobody's American dream is living in a.
You're actually tripling down on my point.
I'm not making your
point. You have this fantasy of how you want to live. You're making my point that it's not a matter if you can't live it. You can't live together under one household where a man is a provider and is maybe a frugal lifestyle. It's that you don't want to do it.
Bro, here's the thing. That's not the American dream.
Man, I wish y'all could see how I live.
All right, I'm gonna stop it right there. Rod, you scratching your head, bro. What you got?
Man, I ain't got nothing for them, man. I ain't got nothing for them. They cool. Well, they was taking the conversation too many different ways, so it's just like
they were. Yeah, they were.
If they were trying to be concise on one specific point, I'd get it, but they were going too many ways. They bringing people personal shit into some shit. Like, yeah, I
like, where we at right now?
No, that ass is like
we're from doing chores to double wide.
If the woman's staying at home and then she not doing anything, then I can see where people get frustrated with her. If she's going and you go to work, then it's compromise, and that's just that. But bringing people personal stuff into it.
That boy struggling.
Mine on the same level. Don't worry. Hey, I think if he was saying that, hey, you rough it out for 10 years and save us some money, I think he had the right plan. But I don't know if that's what he was trying to go with it. But if that was what it was, then yeah, go move to Mississippi in a fucking double wide, rough it out for 5-6 years, stack some money, and then do whatever you want to do. But that's only way I can see that works for anything.
Ain't that wasn't she on the panel one time? The one
Ty?
Yeah. I think 3 points. The last point what he was talking about, what he's saying is true. It's not, most people just don't want to do that. And I think that was his point. Like, you could go to move out Mobile, Alabama, Mississippi, get you a double wide, and it could be one person income, but most people not going to do that. If everybody were to do that, it wouldn't even be enough room to do that. Two, what they were talking about before was she was saying she made 2 points. She said she mixed the points. She was saying a stay-at-home wife. I believe she was saying a stay-at-home wife that was cleaning is just as much work as the work the guy is doing at work. And she said it again, but then she changed it. She said it's as important as what you're doing. I agree with the important, but it's nowhere near the same of when you at work. Because I definitely was laid off work and I was a stay-at-home husband for a little bit before I got my new job. And that shit was easy as shit. That shit was so easy. It was boring because I finished and it's just me and my wife, but that shit was easy. Cleaning, cooking, all that shit. I was doing cleaning, cooking, all that stuff because she was working. But it is as important because it alleviates a lot of stuff that you got to do when you come home. Because if both of y'all working and both of y'all got to clean, it's like both of y'all cleaning though. So it's not as bad. I honestly, bro, Courtney, I'm about to go in. I think some of the women that be saying that just lazy.
Yeah.
Because if you want your house clean, you're not looking at it as work. I just gotta clean my house. Right? The toilet needs scrubbing. Scrub the damn toilet. You gotta wash your drawers. Everything that they be complaining about is something that you're doing for yourself anyway. It's just one other person. And dudes, we usually wear the same damn shit every week. We wear the same.
Here's another big factor. Here's another big factor in too. I mean, for the people who, and I get it, everybody don't have a house, but if you got an apartment, it's a small space to clean, so it really ain't that bad, to be honest with you, unless you just that dirty. But also, if you got a house though, you got a yard, right? Who outside doing that yard? Who outside washing the cars? Who outside cutting the grass? Who outside lining the grass up? Who's pressure washing the driveway?
I don't know one man that complains about that shit. I don't know one fucking person who's got a house.
I just changed the battery this weekend. I ain't taking it to the shop. I did it myself in the sun. This is Arizona. So
here's another thing. When we be having that conversation, I can tell how lazy some people are because you're not even cleaning every day.
Facts.
Like if both of y'all working, you're not cleaning every day. You cleaning one good time during the weekend, whatever, when y'all do it, and y'all pretty much straighten up during the week. Like the pillows on the couch kind of messed up. Or you got to clean the kitchen because you cook. When it comes to cooking, you probably cook and you doing leftovers for the next 2 days, or you eating out and you just throwing shit away in the trash can. If you got to clean the kitchen, you washing clothes, you probably doing that one time a week. Whatever.
Hey, but the cooking thing. I'm gonna ask y'all too, because when I was growing up, cooking,
people really no more though.
In my whole cul-de-sac, somehow we were all the same age, me and my friends, and both parents worked. There was no stay-at-home moms, and every day when the mom got home, she cooked every day. Like all my friends, like there's not one friend that their mother didn't cook after work, like. And it was obviously I didn't live in their house, but I don't think there was any complaining. Like, I don't think there was any like, I do too much type shit. It was more like, no, this is what I do.
They couldn't complain because the patriarchy, bro.
I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna lie to you. My mom did cook. She cooked enough so where you can have leftovers until at least for about 2 days. She wasn't in there cooking in that bitch every day. And that's how I know a lot of women that do say, well, I mean, I gotta cook every day. No, you don't. You cook a meal that's gonna last you about 2 to 3 days, and then a lot of times if you ain't trying to cook the next day, you'll order some food, or sometimes the dad, if he know how to cook a little bit, he'll get in there and cook something. So
hey, bro, I love to cook, man. I'm always cooking.
Yeah, so I don't. So a lot of these times, a lot of people they just it's a lot of it's not realistic. Yeah, women ain't cleaning every day. Men ain't out there doing the yard every day. Women ain't cooking every day, and again, a lot of men ain't working these strenuous ass jobs. A lot of them are all working desk jobs. They sitting at the desk, typing on the computer for the most of the time. A lot of them ain't doing gut wrenching work. So a lot of it is just a whole lot of talking points. At the end of the day, if we're gonna keep it a buck. Now, are there some men who still work warehouse jobs who out there doing gut wrenching work? Yeah, of course. Are there women who out here cooking and cleaning every single day? Yeah, there are some, but on a regular basis, I really don't believe that.
Because me and my wife, I'm really speaking like I'm doing it. Like it's not me, it's not theory. You know what I'm saying? We're doing it. Like we clean up once, up top to bottom, one time out the week. Or if it's just a busy week, we might skip that week. We just straighten up more often during the week. And then during the week, we straighten up. She cooked maybe once or twice out the week, maybe that. and then we have leftovers, and then we eating out for the most part, or we just ordering something. And then when they washing clothes, she got a job where she wear what it is, the nursing stuff.
Scrubs.
Yeah, she
Scrubs.
wears scrubs, and and I pretty much wear the same stuff. So the washing and folding and all that stuff is not crazy, but maybe that's just subject to me because I grew up in a household where we clean. Like it's not even like I don't look at cleaning and all that stuff as like that deep. It's something I got to do because I like my house to be clean. Like I just don't understand. Like I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it as that big a deal. Our house and me and my wife, we got 4-bedroom, 3 full baths, yard, all that stuff. I cut the yard, do that too. Like it's not that serious. It's like we be watching movies and shit, and we be going out. Like it's not that serious. And then some of them they got kids. So how the hell you got kids and they ain't cleaning up? They just sitting there playing the video game or something?
Well, it depends on how old they are.
Well,
Kids
I'm talking
make a
about
bigger
old
mess.
enough, at the age old enough to clean. Like 6, 7 years old. Get up and down, wipe them counters down.
Yeah, but they make a bigger mess too.
Who?
I said kids at that age make a bigger mess too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do.
That's why I was like, the shit was jumping around too many places. Like they should have stuck on one thing.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, my girl, she used to cook every day, and then we started having kids, and I don't require her to cook every day because, for one, these little motherfuckers eat too goddamn much, but they're growing, so they're supposed to. And for two, it's just not realistic because even when the kids clean, it's still not clean to a grown person standards.
Yep.
So like they'll clean up. It's like, all right, bet. I like what you did, but now let me show you what you gotta do to get it like up to par. And there's days where
Just
so
put that elbow grease. I ain't see you put no elbow in it, so you gotta do it again.
So I know when it come to mine, I can't fault her for anything that she do in the house because it pretty much is a day job. Like I could probably hire a maid service and they still probably wouldn't be up to par. And she still go behind them and clean up. So that's a full day's worth of work. But I also have multiple kids. That's a full day's worth of work in itself. I know laundry is straining. So, I mean, hell, this time she'll wash and dry all the clothes and they just be in the pile. I'll get off work and be like, shit, at least these motherfuckers clean. I'll get the fold in this court. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to. I mean, I get where everybody get on and they might be old school and, whatever she starts, she got to finish. Like, nah, I'm going to jump in and help too. But when I leave the house to go to work, is it hard outside? Yeah, but I'm not going to say that it's not equally as hard at home for her that stays at home. Now, if both people are leaving the house and coming back, I can see where there's points of contention there because, hey, if she was gone as long as you was gone, then, some of them roles is kind of like, you got to kind of step in and help.
Yeah.
Because y'all were both equally gone. So if y'all both ate breakfast and the dishes in the sink and you come home and she already scrubbing the tub, just go ahead and do the dishes. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't nothing really major. We got dishwashers and all this other stuff too nowadays with technology, which even with all the technology we do got, some of those things don't necessarily get cut down chore-wise.
Yep. Ladies, what y'all got?
Teamwork make the dream work. Well, excuse me.
I don't really have anything to add.
Okay.
I agree with Raw.
I agree with Raw on that too. I do. Yeah. Well, sometimes I do agree with Raw. Sometimes I think, we be, but other times I'm like, yeah. But yeah, I do agree also that there was a lot going on. I think I understand what she's saying. I don't really know what the man in the corner is talking about. I don't think it played out to what he was actually trying to get to, and what I heard, I think is ignorant. So I have nothing to say to that. And yeah, I think what Raw said.
Yeah, it played, and I think the point. I think he only addressed one piece of what she was talking about in regards to Americans and why women just want to work and they just out here trying to survive. And I think that's the only point that he attacked, and then they stuck on that point in regards to, well, you don't necessarily have to do it. Y'all just do the shit just because you don't need this lifestyle, but a lot of them they want a certain lifestyle, and I think that's the point that he was trying to make. It's just to that one point. He didn't even address the other shit that she said. So I think that's what it was.
Yeah. We want better.
So he was saying that we don't have to work, but we want to work because we want to live a certain lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
But we can basically survive off of a small paycheck if we really needed to.
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
Yeah,
Don't need anything else. We can live out of a single wide in the middle of nowhere and only have a Netflix subscription. But I don't know if the internet is included. That might be off of a phone because that costs money too. And
he's big trailer though. There's some nice trailers out there.
There are some very nice trailers. I'm not hating on any.
A lot of people be talking about trailers. We be thinking like that old school trailer on wheels. That
nice.
you know what I'm saying? No, they got some trailers like it looked like a small like a house.
Yeah,
I think the point he was coming from also is I get what he's saying. A lot of people just go based off of what they want, not what they need. When you break it down to the brass tacks, a lot of things that we do have and the things that we do that we have on our day to day, a lot of the things we buy because we want, not necessarily because we need it. I think that's where he was coming from. A lot of people they get into debt, they buy the new car, they really didn't need a new car. They just felt as if they wanted the new car, so they went and got a new car, so they put themselves in further debt. They used a credit card, now they can't pay the credit card off, and they just continue to build up on all this debt. And so now they gotta work, but they'll blame the government or Trump or somebody else because you went and bought the car that you didn't need. And you went and bought this over here too. You went and bought the shoes. You taking these trips, and you barely got the money to do it. So I think that's where he was coming from. He just didn't express that. That's the whole point of the situation what he was talking about. We all know that the American dream in itself is a want. It ain't a need. Everybody wants to live the American. That's why they call it a dream. It's something to strive for. It's something to strive towards. Do you need it? No. But a lot of us want to live the good life. A lot of us want to live that life where we're able to take the trips whenever we want to. We want to drive the cars that we love or that we really want or that we really desire. We want to live in the house that we truly desire. We want to live a life of freedom and abundance. That's what we want. Do we need to? Nah, we don't need to. That's just the reality of the situation.
I don't know. Coming from the hood, I think some of us need to. Y'all just said y'all didn't want to go to the hood, so I don't know.
Real shit though. Like I get that too. I get that too. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, you don't want to live in the hood too. Some people don't want to live in the hood, so because in order to get out of it, but also a lot of people put themselves in further debt too. So now they got to work longer time. They got to work for a longer time period now.
Yeah, because I remember when Trump first did the whole National Guard in DC and whatever.
Yeah,
there was I know there was like uproar on Facebook and stuff with some people that I know talking about it, and then there was a lot of women chiming in. It was like, as much as I don't agree with it, like I had to leave DC because my car was getting broken into like every other week. So it's like, yeah, the crime and whatever might not be televised, but it's there. Yeah. I don't really agree with Trump. I ain't trying to give Trump no props for doing nothing, but that is the exact reason I left that area. So,
yeah,
I get that it's a dream, but personally, I believe everybody should at least have a fair shot at getting their own little house with a fence. Like, have your own backyard to play in.
I agree. Just don't put yourself in more debt than you need to.
No, I mean, I get that. Don't nobody need a 17-bedroom house or whatever, but shit.
Yeah. It'd be two people. They'll go and get a 5,000 square foot house. Man, I deserve it. Like, bro, what you need 5,000 square foot for? Who finna clean this shit? Who finna clean this 5,000 square foot house? It's just two of y'all.
Yeah, that I get. I mean, it is a lot of people that over leverage themselves, but I still think people should at least strive to get safe environments for themselves.
I agree.
So like your own house is better than being in the project.
Yep.
Or and I ain't saying go get a car note, buy something off Craigslist, but shit, your own wheels can get you somewhere faster than waiting on the bus. I mean, anything can happen. My homegirl, she just came back from New York. She was telling me how she was trying to go out to go eat somewhere and they ran late because somebody died subway surfing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that
she was like 13 or something.
wasn't she like Russian or something like that? Ukrainian, something like that?
Yeah, but my homegirl was actually in New York when that happened.
Ooh.
So like subway
Homegirl from work.
surfing, like they on top of the subway cart or something like that.
Yeah,
So they don't have to pay, or is they doing something like a hobby or something?
She was 13.
No, she was doing some
of
risky
them pay, but then they'll go and climb on top.
Yeah. They snuck out of the house at like 3 a.m. I was like, bro, that's wild.
But yeah, my homegirl actually there.
Yep.
And then she was like, "Oh, now I understand you." She's like, at first I used to think that you were just heartless and blah blah blah, but I really understand. She's like, nobody in New York gives a fuck about anything. Like, it's like, hey, yeah, you died, but I still gotta get to work, B. Like, it is what it is. Go ahead, clean this shit up. Where this train at? We gotta go. Like, motherfuckers was doing dumb shit anyway. So it's like it ain't that we don't care, but life moves fast. Like shit, I might be on the pip. I ain't got time for your ass to be out here dying. If you'd have sat your ass in the seat, you still be here. Nah, you wanted to be on top.
Right.
Okay, well, everything that's up top sometimes gotta fall.
Oh Lord.
Hey, bro, Courtney, you gonna have to send me a link to your soundboard, man. I'm gonna have my own.
I got you.
I got some sounds that I want to put on mine.
I got you. Just
trying to start this gaming channel in a little bit.
I'll send it to you in the back end.
Awesome.
Anybody else got any final thoughts on it?
No, I think I guess the final thought is like it just went too everywhere.
That's a good point.
They be beefed out all the time, so it'd be hard to get through conversations like that. I'll be watching it sometime. Like any if one of them speak, the other one just got such disdain. They were like, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not the conversation not going to go productive at all. It's going to start, and then it's just going to end up bad.
Yeah, no, they got some wild people in there.
Yeah, they got some people that they this close to choking somebody at work, and they get off on the podcast and just go off.
Well, they be on all day too, because I know they be going live on TikTok too. So I think they be live on TikTok and YouTube at the same time.
Man, I be blocking the lives on TikTok because I remember one time I had woke up like I was like it was like 6. It was like I don't know about 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, and I got on TikTok and I started scrolling. And people beefed out on that thing on the app 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. Like screaming to each other. I'm like, bro, y'all ain't sleep. Y'all like, yeah, my dad, when I grew up, I don't know who my dad was fussing at when I was growing up, but it was 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. Dad is screaming on TikTok.
That's facts. Anybody else?
All I really got is shit. If you single and you ain't in no relationship, self-preservation is the first law of man. So it is what it is. You got bills to pay, then yeah. I get it. You ain't competing, you surviving. But it's you ain't worth it. You ain't worth a damn if you dead, to be honest. Because even if you die, you just a burden on the memory bank of everybody else that knew you. So staying in the game, a part of it is going to work, paying some bills, and whatever else you got to do. Once you get in a relationship, I mean, that's between you and who you with. Hopefully you ain't out here making them look stupid, but we ain't going to get back into that.
I just say stay down until you come up, man. I get it. You know, I know what we see on Instagram. I know what we see on TikTok. You know, a lot of people be flaunting, living a lie. talking about they driving Lamborghinis and living his best life. Like I hear you, but I guarantee you got that shit on the budget. You got monthly payments on that vehicle that you paying for. Nigga, you struggling like a motherfucker. You got roaches in your house. Listen, I'd rather have a fucked up car in a nice home than a nice car in a fucked up home. 100%. So nah, just focus on building, focus on the grind. You don't gotta get it. You don't have to have it right now. You know, stay down 5-10 years, grind it out, stack your bread up. Don't overextend yourself. Don't overspend on shit that you definitely don't need right now. When you know you can get it later, it's always gonna be there. There's always gonna be a new vehicle. There's always gonna be a new car. There's always gonna be something new that you gonna want to get into. So by the time that time happens, when it's time for you to come up, now you got the bread to spend. Now you got assets in place. Now you didn't got your stocks in order. Now you got all this shit going for yourself. Now you can use your assets to pay for the shit that you really want and dream and desire. Instead of using the money that you work your ass off for at your 9-to-5 job, now you're struggling to pay your bills. Stupid. So yeah, man. But tonight was a good one. Told y'all, man, we're gonna make it under 3 hours today.
Look at
Under
us.
3, because I know everybody gotta work. Everybody gotta work. I get it. I understand. You know what I mean?
This is work.
Exactly. This is work. You know what I'm saying? When the bread really start flowing, y'all gotta worry about waking up in the morning to go to work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we don't need nobody lollygagging when the money start flowing.
I'm gonna need y'all to get your struggle streaming together.
Because you know I'm willing dealing.
That's on Cox. I'm about to build me a new PC. Fuck this laptop shit I got.
I was gonna build me a PC, but then I saw how much them parts was. I said, yeah, I'm gonna chill for a little bit. Let me start this gaming channel first. And I had that pay for it. I was like, God, that's all.
Well, I got this gaming laptop right now, so I'm kind of straight. I was gonna get it piece by piece. I didn't know to do it.
They told me that you come out better and cheaper by getting it built. If you got a micro center, if you go there, they'll build it. They'll do all the specs for you and build it out for you, because they said the reason why it'll be more if you do piece by piece. You buying it piece by piece off the shelf. But if you get all the pieces all at once and they build it for you, they have the bulk. What is called when you buy something from bulk? Oh yeah, we'll talk about it. Yeah, wholesale. Yeah.
All right, y'all. Listen, I appreciate y'all for tapping in with us, man. Make sure y'all are here every Tuesday, 7:05 p.m. with Banter and Barter. You feel me? I will be going live tomorrow on the Courtney Egger show. You know, that's when I do the solo show. So make sure you are here for that too, so we can run these numbers up. All right. So until next time, man, I'll holler and I'll see y'all later, man. But y'all.